Hey y'all, I'm at I-78. Welcome, good evening, good evening, good evening. Appreciate all of y'all stopping back through. Um, hold on, I love y'all because y'all be getting chat popping. Um, hold up, I gotta respond to something real quick. TJ, what? It's still in upload. How they hit you with that fast? Literally, it's still in upload. I can't. YouTube be doing too much. I can't. I can't deal with all of it. Let's see who else here. We got Eric. Appreciate you stopping by. 18. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you in the house. Glad to have you in the house. Culture. You got your internet together tonight? We good? Everything working? Through the fire. Yeah, we gonna forge forth through that fire, because child, that don't even make no sense. But it is what it is. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, we got the legend. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Wow, he said, "Why you turn my internet off last night?" Yeah, y'all need to work that out. Yeah, y'all need to work that out. Hold on, and while y'all working that out, let me put the charge on my phone real quick. Cause I can't. How we? I'm gonna leave that alone. I enjoyed the stream. I don't know about nobody else, but I enjoyed it. And it ain't cause that's why. And I ain't biased neither. It was informative. It was out for 2 hours. Okay, sorry. That's rough. I'm gonna put it like that. That's rough. Oh wait, I'm trying to turn this volume down. We can't. I ain't trying to blow y'all eardrums out. That ain't cute. Okay, y'all. Welcome, 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 welcome. I got way too much technology going on. I got 2 cell phones up in here, a laptop, a tablet. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't know if I don't have anything deep on menu. This might turn deep, you know how we do. Start out, you know what I'm saying, on 85 and end up on 77. Okay, y'all go ahead with all this. Don't you send out the squad? Y'all doing a lot. Y'all doing a whole lot. We're gonna take a look at our good friend who never fails to provide us entertainment, Cam Newton. This week, well, Friday just passed, he had Iyanla on, and we're gonna see if she was able to help him fix his life. Hey Prime, how you doing? You just in time. We're gonna take a look, and we're gonna get this started because it's a little lengthy, so we're gonna have to skip through some stuff that ain't really important.
Now everybody wants to be the next Iyanla when people didn't want me at all.
You was a real influencer. With influence.
Teenage mother, married in a physically abusive marriage, went to college at 30, took my 3 kids with me, sat them in the hallway outside the classroom and the valedictorian.
Ooh, she don't correct. The biggest misconception of TV, was it 24 hours? Was it 8 hours?
3 to 5 days. You saw 48 minutes. I got green light from Miss Winfrey, who said, let her do her. No, the first season was horrible because we were trying to create television. I think a lot of men want mothering, but they don't want anybody to know they want it.
I can agree with that.
I was a great father. Your talent can get you to many places, but only your character can keep you there.
I have been directly told or indirectly told.
By who?
There's not a lot of people on television that look the way I look.
They told us our language was wrong, our religion is wrong, our bodies are wrong. For women, now all of a sudden our bodies are great. People are going out buying the bodies that we used to try to get talked out of. My grandmother put me in the rubber girdle so that my booty wouldn't shake.
Girl, what you know about that
Your
girdle?
booty wouldn't jiggle.
Right, wouldn't jiggle.
Look at that.
Forget control. If you think you're in control, take your clock out to the cemetery. Yeah.
That's tricky.
Why?
That's tricky. I just had a conversation talking about this. As men, our value is predicated off of what society deems our value to be.
Right.
as a woman,
Yeah.
your value is self-care, self-worth, self-knowing.
That's your filter. That ain't mine.
No, that can get you canceled.
I can say it. You can't say it.
But
no one has said to the man, this is what's no longer acceptable. I didn't hear it. My husband, I said to him, when you raise your voice, it scares me. And when you frighten me, I'm coming for you.
no, you ain't.
Broom, mop, frying pan.
Kendrick and Drake.
Stop it. Come here. Give me your hand. I'm going to pop your butt.
Who's?
Both of them.
Huh?
Both.
My football career.
Oh.
You have to be realistic. I think it's over.
In here,
think?
you think it's over? Or in here, you think it's over?
Hold on, so we get into this and you talk about Kendrick and Drake. What y'all think about Kendrick Lamar being the halftime show in New Orleans? No, she's not Derek, because bitches, and I'm gonna go ahead and say bitches was ungrateful and you know what I'm saying, wasn't receptive. And so instead of, you know what I'm saying, just admitting that they didn't do what they needed to do, they wanted to make her the problem. So yeah, Fix My Life is no longer on, which is a real travesty. What you say? It's not hard to know what a good nurturing woman is. It's instinctive. I think some men out here are so damaged that they don't know good nurturing women when they come across them. So I don't know. I think that's definitely a point that could be debated. But yeah, I think it's some men out here that's really, you know what I'm saying, that messed up that they can't tell, you know what I'm saying, genuine nurturing from I'm just trying to get something from you. But anyway. You recognize me. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that. You're right. These women don't have good mothers from the jump. Absolutely. Some of you old ones ain't got good mamas from the jump either.
Hey, hold on, stop. We're going to get back to the content at hand. But while I have your attention, I need you to go to iconicsaga.com and become an icon today. That's ad-free content.
Anybody been over there to see what's going on?
Giveaways. Become an icon today. Just $1 a month. Back to the show.
Hey, you! Come here real quick. Come in closer. Closer. Hey. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe button. I ain't talking about
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm your host of Funky Friday. And I promise, and I really do promise, to give good content for the masses. But most of all, keep it funky for your asses. I'm Cam Newton, the son, Mr. Boogity All, and you are in for a treat today. And I don't know if you in for a treat or if I'm in for a treat, because what just transpired is something that I didn't necessarily have any hopes or didn't think that it would go there. But at this particular point in time, I'm giving full vulnerability to this particular individual. You might know her. As a matter of fact, I know you know her. She's a phenomenal life coach, best-selling author, spiritual teacher, former lawyer, a priestess, producer of Fix My Life and the Relationship Spot podcast. She's a mother, a public figure, and something that I just witnessed firsthand, a prayer warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some and introduce to others or should I say, Miss Iyanla Vanzant. We keep it funky over here, Miss Iyanla.
Oh, please. I do love funk.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she just slapped the shit out my hand. And I know she got kids, and I'm like, hold on, my grandkids too. I'm like, look,
great grandchildren.
Let me tell you something.
Be easy.
She don't. I gotta say it like this because I need the viewer to understand. She don't fuck around. and I done seen episode after episode, and I done seen clips after clips, and I'm like, ooh, I love it though. How are you?
I'm blessed, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. I meant what I said. I've been loving you a long time.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
one of mine. I love it.
And I think I want to tap into so many different things, but obviously before going into what the world knows you as, so we can stay right there as what a lot of people know you as. I'm looking here, it says 10 seasons, 136 episodes of Iyanla Fix My Life. How do you feel about
Honored, privileged, blessed.
it?
Excited that to be a woman of color, to create an entirely new genre of television, because that's what that was. You know, they called it reality TV. But when I did Iyanla for another network, they told me you can't do healing on TV. People don't want to see that.
It's too safe.
Yeah, well, they didn't. Well, it wasn't too safe. It was too unknown for the other network.
Say less.
Yeah, and so when I did it on Fix My Life, to be able to walk people through a healing process in front of 4, 5, 6 cameras so that the viewer could participate, that was exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that the biggest misconception of TV, Hollywood, or just production is it takes time to create.
It does.
With going through a typical episode, that process, was it 24 hours? Was it 8 hours?
3 to 5 days.
Mm.
You saw 48 minutes.
Yes.
3 to 5 days, because we weren't making television. We were doing healing.
Okay.
We were actually doing the work. And then with a team of just phenomenal editors and producers, we were able to craft it in such a way that 48 minutes gave the viewer a complete a composite of what the healing process was. But those people did their work. 3 to 5 days, depending upon the story.
So as you look back, was there someone or something, a situation being in where the first thing thinking about each season or the whole body of work that comes to your mind? Do you have a favorite?
Oh no, you can't have a favorite. That's like having a favorite kid.
Okay, I'll put it like this.
Now y'all parents
Which is
know
true.
y'all be having favorite kids now. Come on.
This person who you are right now, and I do it through my content. We're human, so we can heal ourselves. Do you have a episode or an experience through one of your episodes that speak to who you are right now?
Yeah, I think anytime I work with men,
Okay.
because I raised a
Some of the
son
best ones.
and I watched my son falter and fall. And I know that a man is who his mother makes him. And I failed my son in many, many ways. And every time I work with men on my show, I got an opportunity to open my heart first to me, and then to a deeper understanding of who my son is and what he needed and what he didn't get, what I didn't give him. So I love working with men. I love women, my sisters. Yeah. But I love working with men because they provided me with a deeper level of healing for my father, for my brother, for my son, for my grandsons and my great grandson.
Right. The way you feel that way, I feel.
Hold on, can't stop, because what you talking about is not on the same level with Auntie Culture. Okay, so in Fix My Life, she did provide them with tools that would help in the present moment, as well as that would help later on if they continue to use them. So like I said, it was a complete healing experience. It was literally therapy. So, I mean, if you continue to use the tools, that's on you. If you didn't, that's on you. What you say? She I mean, she admitted it. She was a bad mother. What you say, 18? You don't have a favorite child, you just handle them differently. I mean, yeah, I think parents, they are, especially if you have more than one child. Well, if you have more than one child, it's always, that's where it's flashing lights outside. one child that you know what I'm saying, might connect, you know what I'm saying, might connect with a little bit more. But I mean, each one of your children are different individuals. So I would assume you would have to handle a little bit differently. Yeah. But yeah, to go back to what I was saying, the culture. Yeah, no, she provides them with tools and process and space to begin their healing. It is. That's why some of the ones who, you know what I'm saying, was just there to do TV and really didn't want to get themselves together because they trained wreck lives continue on after they was once the show was over. They wanted to try to blame her. No, that wasn't cool. Yeah, keep him out. There you go. Shall they bring a defense this evening? Hey Blaze, what's going on? We watching Cam Newton and Iyanla Vanzant. That's all. Ain't much.
The same way about women.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Yeah. It's it's a good yin and yang to it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had plenty, male guests, and I enjoy, great intellect, right? But there's something about a woman that sits across and a high value conversation takes place.
Yeah.
And that's where the emotion of I gotta feel strong, where it's like I don't have to prove to another individual that I'm an alpha male,
Right.
when certain triggers can unleash the need to feel that way. And most women do that for men.
You don't have to unleash it when you're with many women.
You don't. No, I don't have to do it, but I'm saying my preference is like I've been doing Funky Friday 4 years now.
Is it 4? Okay, I missed a year.
Yeah, 4 years. And am I right? And I say to myself,
since 2020.
Yes.
Since right after
it was during the pandemic.
It was during. Okay, good, because I started stuff online too during the pandemic.
And my preference is woman.
At least he didn't cut a hole in
I think they unlock this. Okay, I can always go here to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Or I feel comfortable in this type of pocket as an interviewer or as a person who takes on other people's energy, as a therapist, as a listener, as a human being another word is an empath. My just preference is topical.
Okay.
Yes.
I just like working with men because y'all are funny. I find you very interesting.
Because of what?
So many, in my experience, my first instinct is to mother you. That's my first instinct. And I think a lot of men want mothering, but they don't want anybody to know they want it. And when I say mothering, I don't mean, tying your shoe and wiping your boogers. I mean nurturing, nourishing, sometimes guiding, supporting.
Right.
And I think a lot of men want that, particularly,
every man wants that.
Yeah, but they don't want nobody to know that they want it.
Some, but that is only unlocked with women. See, they don't want a lot of other men to know that.
Yes.
But every man desires that from women.
But when it's done in a healthy, respectful way.
Correct.
Because mothers can be overbearing.
Got a question. So, to what Cam said, all men, do y'all want that from every woman y'all come in contact with, or do you want that from your woman? Because if you want a mothering from every woman you come into contact with, to me, that sounds like something wrong. So y'all let me know, because what you say? Men like to talk ish and joke out. Yeah. It's something about the camera that triggers your insecurities. At least for folks, that's what I see. Okay, what you say, Prime? You want it from your woman? Okay. I had to make sure my information was correct. I had to make sure my info was correct. Okay, I'm on the right track. All right, let's get back.
Bearing, domineering, violate boundaries. Like I said, I was a horrible mother. Horrible. I was a great father.
Ooh, hold on. No, we gotta unpack that. We gotta unpack that. Meaning
I was
what?
a horrible mother, meaning when my kids were growing up, I didn't know what mothering was. I didn't understand it. So, and because the father wasn't in the home
Right.
in a positive way, I did the providing, I did the protecting, I did the guiding, and I didn't do the nourishing, the nurturing, the affirming. I didn't do that. I didn't have time. I had 3 kids and a job,
Right.
and a crazy man. So I had to protect them. I had to provide for them. I had to get the rent paid. I had to make sure that they had structure and system. The things that the father would have done had he been there, I had to do. So I didn't have time to wipe boo-boos and bake cookies and tell you how cute you are and how much I love you. Come on, let's get this done. We got to go. That's daddy. Come,
Blaze,
baby.
listen.
Let me tell you what we're going
Be
to do.
surprised.
That's mommy. I didn't get a time to do that.
Hold on.
That second.
Hold on. We gotta talk about Blaze's comment right here. Blaze said, as far as relationship goes, what heterosexual man wouldn't want a woman who regularly displays her natural characteristics, nurturing, supportive, etc.? Blaze, I can't tell you how many times I've been shamed by men for that. Like, it's literally been held against me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What you say? Before our kids arrive, I need all of her. But once I got babies with her, I expect her to nurture and focus on the babies. I'm second even to her needs at that time. Okay. But okay, so we sticking to before the kids come. Would you say 18 women are created to nurture? Yeah. But it's hard for women who know how to nurture and who trying to replenish and restore with somebody who don't even know what that look like because they didn't get any of that from any other women in their lives growing up. They got what Iyanla was talking about, like this janky hybrid of, I'll hug you and kiss you on the forehead every now and then, but I'm gonna give you this discipline and this structure because I got to pay the rent and make sure the lights on and argue with your daddy and all that kind of stuff. So they never get that from any other women in their formative years. Then they want to try to come get in a relationship with you, and you trying to, give them the relationship version of that, and they fighting it every step of the way. So that's what I'm talking about. 18. That's me. I'm a touchy feely. I'm one of them. Like it'd be too much. Oh, welcome, Paula. How are you? You say that's because a lot of people aren't healed from the trauma of the past. Some won't even realize they were traumatized. Yes, exactly. Just that part right there. And that's the first step in healing the trauma is to recognize you traumatized. You gotta call a thing a thing. I hope she say that in there somewhere. You gotta call a thing a thing. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. And again, if you're in a relationship with somebody who is on your program and loving you and trying to nurture you, they're not gonna hold that against you. That don't mean every now and then they might be in their feelings about what's going on, but because they haven't, 10 minutes of frustration and they've been with you 12 years, that don't mean they throwing it in your face. So we got to be clear about that. We got to be clear. And a lot of times, that's that, defense mechanism in men. And I mean, I've seen it in women too, but right now we're talking about men and women trying to nurture. I've seen that too often. 10 minutes of discord, y'all ready to throw the whole relationship down the toilet. It don't make sense. But you can't make people do what they don't want to do. But sometimes you not doing this is actually detrimental to you. It feels good in the moment, but in the long term, you really messed up. Oh, thank you, Blaze. I appreciate that. Blaze has gifted 5 memberships. Y'all make sure y'all thank Blaze for that. That was sweet, Blaze. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm working on a members only live stream. Let y'all see what really be going on around here. But yeah. Men, women, children, boys, girls. Look, if somebody really, I see that. Listen, hey, enjoy. Just because they have a minute of frustration don't mean they're trying to throw anything in your face. Just take a breath, go to the bar, get you a beer, get your mind right, come back, and then y'all try to have a conversation. That's all it takes sometimes. Listen.
Go around as a grandparent.
Now I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I okay, come here. Let's talk about it. What does it mean? And instead of giving orders and directions, I have conversations.
Right.
Instead of just giving, don't do, I teach my grandson about boundaries. You have a right to say yes. You have a right to say no. You have a right to be respectful. Okay, tell me why you're saying no. What do you fear? What do you feel? Just a completely different way, because I don't have to worry about the rent and food and school and homework and those kinds of things. So I was a great father. And then I'm an alpha female.
I know.
But I know how to wear it.
Yeah.
I didn't at that time. And I chased many men away because I didn't know how to wear my alpha. I do now.
I think a lot of people, I let me just speak for myself. I see a different version of my father, how he grandparents rather than how he parents.
Yeah.
And it's such a softer, like, hold on,
who is this guy?
Who are you?
What did you do with my father?
and that whole thing to me is crazy, but it's also fulfilling to see. Like, my dad is not the emotional available person.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who he was. Like, he wasn't that. He's still not that. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of those guys like, bruh, I ain't gonna tell you I love you, but if it's 3 a.m. and you need somebody to call, I'm gonna answer. And I'm gonna pray for you all the way.
See, that don't make no sense to me. That, can somebody explain that to me? Because it don't make no sense to me. Why can't you tell your child, which is part of you, you love them? Why? I don't get it. So somebody can, you said, okay, all right, Paula, all right, you got insight. I like you. You say, so that's what's wrong with Cam. Yeah, and then the fact that Cam was the baby for 10 years, and then he went from the baby to being the middle child, and he a Taurus. Cam got a whole multitude of situations going on. But I'm just saying, like, Cecil, this what we doing? Okay, Cecil, this is what we doing. What you say, Prime? Because black men don't have time to show love to their children. You can still tell them you love them. What you say, 18? Lots of men and women didn't or don't express their love. I'm painfully aware. That causes problems later on in life. I'm sorry, but I'm here to let y'all know. That causes problems later on in life. They still doing it now. Still doing it now. What you say about he probably didn't know how to, he thought provide. That's what yeah. Oh, wait. He probably didn't know how to, he thought providing for him was doing that love languages. Okay. I give you that. Older women don't either. Don't blame it on the man. I'm not blaming. I'm just, because Cam said it. That's why I went with the men. So in this conversation, whoever says something, that's the gender I'm gonna roll with. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of old hard ass women, grandmamas and shit, and never tell nobody they love them. And then yeah, y'all right. What you say there as a parent, you can't just say I love you. You got to show it. I agree. But you have to have both. In my experience, you have to have both. Um, so we had to think men back then had a lot to worry about real racism and taking care of the family. Cam daddy ain't that old. I think my daddy older. Shit, hold up. I think my daddy older than Cam daddy. I done talked to my daddy 4 times today. He done told me he love me about 12. We ain't doing this. Hold on. Mm-mm. How old Cecil? Cease. Yeah, hell no. Dad was born in 69. Shit, I was born in 78. We ain't doing this. Dad ain't that old. He ain't had all that racism and all that to worry about. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hell, my daddy hadn't been living right. He could have been Cecil daddy. We ain't doing this. What'd you say, Derek? Hold on. Oh wow. You say your late husband was not affectionate at all. I had to break him down. Listen, I had one I had to break down. Whoo, yeah. I got one I need to break down, but I had one I had to break down back in the day. Would you say, Derek? A lot of black men have a problem showing love because they think it makes them soft. Okay, I'm not saying you got to go. You know what I'm saying, and jump up on the roof and scream to your woman you love her. But I mean, hell, you laying right next to her, you can't tap on the forehead and be like, look, girl, I'm something. Like, damn, come on. Like seriously, I'm not saying you'll fire up the live stream and get on for 3 hours professing all your love. Just something. To say love to most people is putting a roof over your head and food. Okay. Won't you say your daddy old as dirt, 82? I think this year. Oh, my granddaddy 87. What y'all doing? Yes, exactly. 18. There's a balance. There is a balance. Let me see. Coming from what Derek said, come from an abusive home. If it wasn't for my grandmother, I wouldn't know what love is. Okay. I would say that was a point. Probably thought his provision was enough. People can't show what they didn't receive. That's right. Okay. Let's stick with that piece right there. That's true. But again, for progression of your life, betterment of you know what I'm saying, your relationship, you gotta work on that. Be who you wish you had. That's all I'm saying. Be who you wish you had. Paying bills is their way of showing love. I mean, but that was it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it was optional and they did it. Like if you had kids, you have to feed and clothe them or your ass is going to prison. So we need to get past that. Me doing what I'm obligated to do is me loving you. You gotta do this. This is stuff you don't have to do that show love. You say my mother is very callous and bitter, and my dad always told me he loved me. Hey, it seemed to be like this most times. What you say, culture? I be holding boom boxes in front of her. Listen, you come over here. Listen, you come over here with the boom box. You gonna have a whole audience. I'm trying to tell you, you folk knows as hell around here. How can we change the mindset? That's a good question. I think the first thing we need to do is nope. Okay. So the problem is we don't have enough people who are operating outside of this mindset. Like we rare. We rare. And then a lot of times people get into relationships for stupid ass reasons. I'm just gonna say how it is. Stupid ass reasons. You stand for stupid reasons. From what I'm seeing, a lot of people these days are getting into relationships they know they don't have to invest anything in. So can you really call it a relationship? Yeah, you're right. They don't know. Hold on. Break this cycle, and those kids. Yeah, break this cycle. Those kids didn't ask to be here. Exactly. Um, but yeah, that's definitely something we need to be looking at. How to change the mindset. Yep, bingo. That's a good. See, y'all gonna have me thinking about that. That's a good question. Because we got to, if we got any chance as a community, we have to change this mindset. But people gonna have to be okay with vulnerability. And that's the thing about being vulnerable. You can't cherry pick it. You either are or you aren't. That's it. You can't turn it on and off like a switch. Same thing with masculinity. You can't, you know what I'm saying, turn that on and off. You damn sure can't do that with femininity. There's you either are or you aren't. And if you aren't, you can't hide the fact that you aren't. Sooner or later, and it's all the time sooner rather than later, you're gonna forget, and it's gonna be at a crucial time. And when this happens, what I'm seeing is a lot of dudes just, you know what I'm saying, bypassing it, you know what I'm saying, because they're trying to get some, or she got a fat ass, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, she got the look, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. What you say, culture? My parents were never married. My mom never married. 3 children by 3 different men. All of our fathers were good men. Guess who was the problem? Wow. You think mandatory parenting classes are a start? Well, now who's going to teach these classes? Because we need to be able to confirm that you know what you talk about. So we need to see your kids. Thank you. Yeah, so we need to, if we get this teaching going on, we need to see their kids to make sure they qualify to be talking about what they're trying to teach. But let's continue on with this. Like I said,
they curse you out in every single Christian way possible, but I'm gonna be there to help you.
Yeah,
and that's all I knew.
Yeah.
So now seeing him, you know, play Boogie Monster with my kids and run around, and I'm like, bro, you never did this with me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's such a beautiful kind of evolution that there's so many different things that I think the stigma over society has just pushed along with time.
Ike was a victim.
And I've heard it too many times where Black fathers aren't available, or fathers that are there. I think when I look at statistics now, I think we're up more than we have ever been.
Really?
Where we are available in our children's lives.
Okay.
And in a way where I can say, hey, you know, my son knows his dad. My son knows exactly, or my daughter for that matter too, knows, and they feel my presence on a regularity, not just on a
regularity.
So as we unpack and as we kind of go from many different emotions and many different topics, what got you into therapy?
I don't really do therapy. I'm a criminal defense attorney.
Okay.
So I learned the art of listening and questioning in law school.
Right.
And I'm a minister. So I learned the art of supporting and nurturing in seminary.
Okay.
And I'm a coach. So I learned the art of hearing and visioning as a coach.
Right.
And I'm a priestess. So I learned the art of ceremony and ritual. I'm a pipe carrier for the Lakota Nation, so I learned the power of culture, ritual, and tradition. So you put all that in a bowl together, what you get is not therapy.
It ain't?
No. Therapy is a very specific set of practices and rules.
To a life coach?
And, you know, directed toward a certain thing. And therapy, most of not so much anymore because therapists are so expanding their practice to include other technologies. I'm a spiritual technician. If there's anything wrong with your spirit, I got something for you. You need a screwdriver, you need a hammer, you need a nail, you need a
hand me that wrench. Oh, hold on, hand me that wrench. You gotta go.
You know, you need a prayer, you need a color, you need a breath, you need a sound, I'm a technician. And I learned that by, well, it's my gift, but I learned that by bringing all of these things together, where traditional therapy says you got to do this way for this reason. I don't have those parameters. My goal is to get your spirit
Leo
right.
was a psychic.
That's my intention.
How long does it take you to analyze if somebody's energy or spirit is off?
Well, I don't analyze. What I do is sense, feel, and I hear. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we need to do. Okay, fine. Sometimes I see it. Sometimes I feel it. Most often than not, I hear it because it has to be spirit guided, spirit directed in order for it to be effective. I'm just a lowly human being. I'm subject to lose my mind at any moment. But spirit, the source creator is going to tell me what it is that needs to be done.
Right. And unpacking these things, doing a show for that long, when did you know, okay, this is how, like, when did you master those interactions? Did you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's like, I mean, I'm not expecting you to say like, oh, the first season I was getting, of course.
No, the first season was horrible because we were trying to create television. We were trying to do television within the traditional parameters of television.
Right.
And we had a whole production team and a bunch of producers who were great producers, and they wanted to do what they do, and that wasn't working. So it really took us about 3 seasons when instead of producers, I brought in coaches. I brought in a prayer team. And I got the red light, green light from Miss Winfrey, who said, let her do her. Let her do what she's doing, as opposed to trying to craft this for entertainment.
Right.
Entertainment.
Hold on.
And
now, see, I got to speak on that because that's one of the problems we got going on with Black people. Everything got to be entertainment. We got to quit playing with that. Everything is not entertainment. Some things you need to know just ain't gonna be entertaining at all. So the expectation to continuously be entertained is one of the reasons we so messed up as a people. We got to cut that off. Cut that off. Cut it off. Would you say you sick of the entertainment bracket of society? Era Black TV, welcome. How are you? What do Black people take seriously? That's what we're saying. It's too much that needs to be taken seriously that's not being taken seriously, and that's why we in trouble. You say Black folks love their abusers and entertainers. Speaking of abusers and entertainers, did y'all see that video of Diddy in New York? I'm gonna have to put that up. Child, Diddy's out having his best life. He ain't worried about nothing. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. Yeah, we always looking for entertainment, and I see that so much here on YouTube. Like you saying you coming, you know what I'm saying, to try to, you know what I'm saying, get some, craft a plan, you know what I'm saying, get a call to action going and all of this. And then you got, you know what I'm saying, half the 75% of people, I'm here to be entertained, you know what I'm saying, this is just entertainment, this edutainment, this. No, we over here trying to be serious. I mean, if it's an opportunity for a chuckle, take it. But showing up to a serious conversation with the mindset of I'm just here to be entertained is counterproductive. That's like going to a football game and you expecting to see baseball. So you get to the stadium and they kick off and you like, where the bases? Like, come on. We got to stop with the entertainment. And my thing is, is it me or our entertainers like that we got right now? Like the top people in the business, dumb as a damn box of rock. Don't stand on nothing. Don't speak well. Can't count. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, back in the day when we had like, you know what I'm saying, quality, you know what I'm saying, entertainers who was, you know, they got on the activist type of time. We just don't have that now. So we should now be looking for entertainers and comedians and music artists and all that kind of stuff to be leading us anywhere. What you say, Paula? We have to value growth and healing. And today we have a microwave society that doesn't want to go through the process. So yeah, nobody wants to do any work. Wait a minute. Yeah, we don't. Wait a minute. What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. I gotta figure out what the hell that is. Sorry about that, y'all. What the hell that is? Um, yeah, drive through idiot. Yeah. Saying we were in the chat the other day where a black realtor said she can't get client because people only want to stay for the free luncheon and not the speakers to help them get homes. Child, that sound about right. So that's why I say, hell, quit feeding people. Stop with the free stuff. You say society is full of surface dwellers as long as it's good. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That is so true. But yeah, why is it so easy? I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna get back to it. Why is it so easy to distract and entice black people with food? Like, do y'all really be walking around starving? Just let me know, because it don't make no sense. It could be any kind of two for $5 damn hamburger slop from the damn truck stop, greasy. It could be, as long as it's free, Negroes is gonna show up. I don't understand. Yeah, we will show up for anything that's free, but we'll not invest in anything that will help. That ain't nothing but the truth. I just be confused. Hey, Death Note. A Negro got to eating groceries high right now. Food is the number one addiction. Okay. I mean, because y'all ever know, it's like you know what I'm saying, you be at work and you'll say they'll be like, yeah, we having a meeting, you know what I'm saying, a huddle or whatever, and they start bringing in pizza and all that kind of stuff. And while you eating, they done slipped in some detrimental information, but because you was eating, you done missed all of it and done messed around and agreed to some foolishness that you never, you know what I'm saying, wanted to be a part of. Y'all notice how that happened? What you say? They say life is a stage, your life is a movie, and you're the director. I believe everyone's looking for their own life to be a reality show. People doing stuff to be seen, heard, even just to get, anybody got time. Well, who paying $8 for that? Hell no. I would take them $5 egg. Well, wait. The eggs $5. Oil is more than that, depending on which one. Yeah, it might be cheaper to buy the $8 mayonnaise. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I just thought about that. Yeah. Yeah, y'all donate to the cake fund. I told y'all, child, we're gonna be messing around standing on the corner with that bag trying to get this money up. So we are food and music people. That's a problem. Cause you need to know when to engage in them. But you supposed to be in a meeting somewhere. So you got to know since they called you in there, if they something they want you to know, and then you miss it all because you smacking your lips on some Papa John's like you ain't gonna ride past Papa John's on your way home. Just wait till Tuesday and take advantage of the $5 special and get on with it. It just don't take all that. Now you done agreed to come to work for the next 6 Saturdays in a row, and then now you mad. We just talking about don't play cream cheese, $6 for the double pack. Yeah, and $3.49 for the generic. Who you telling? You blame the patriarchy. Okay, damn it. It is. It's a distraction. So yeah, you in there and you done committed to the next 6 weekends being towed up, dead off in the middle of the summer because you was engrossed by some Papa John's. And it ain't like you had the works. You know, it either be sausage or pepperoni, or hell, if your company really don't care nothing about you, it just be cheese. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. Show up at the meeting, it ain't nothing but cheese pizza. They don't care nothing about you. Nothing. Don't set yourself up like that. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it.
Because nobody had ever done what we were doing or seen what we were doing.
They did.
Nobody had ever seen it or done it.
Right.
So once they took the television expectations off of us, that thing laid out. And I had a team from my shooter to my audio guy to my DP to my producers, my consulting. I had a team literally that was divinely anointed and appointed to be on that show.
Mm. What was the disconnect for the most part doing the show?
Trying to create television.
But even that's from the production side.
Right.
From the interaction with different energies and talents and different episodes or people that you came in contact with.
We didn't really have a disconnect. I think the only biggest challenge was what we wanted to do is healing, the legal folk
Right.
and the sponsors sometimes were a little misaligned, like certain things you can't say because of this, or you can't do because of sponsors and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? The network OWN was so committed to the process that they went to the mat. They went to the mat for anything that we thought would support not just the guest, but the viewer.
Right.
For the first 2 seasons, every show, we used to have a worksheet. I created a worksheet where if you watch the show, you could go and download the worksheet and answer the questions and apply what was going on in the show to you. I did that for 2 seasons. And I said, now this is that crazy. Let me leave this alone. Because people hadn't yet gotten used to participating in television. They were still watching.
Right.
Yeah.
At what point in time in a person's life should they seek? What are triggers that let you know that, not you personally, but
anybody.
Just anybody should seek a coach?
A coach, a therapist, meds, something, you need help. If you're happy, sometimes sad most of the time. If your life is not looking like you want it to look in every possible way, you need help. People are addicted to struggle.
Woo! Wait a minute. Wait. Ooh, Jesus. Wait a minute. TJ, you still up in here? Did you touch on this? Who you Negroes is addicted to the struggle. That's the first thing you got to let go of. It will free you. Shout out. Yeah, that was, yes, Paula, that was the word right there. That was a word. That was 2 words. Yo. No, it ain't even about struggle, love, prime, struggle, period. Struggle in anything. You be struggling at your job, struggling to get to your job, struggling with your paycheck, niggas find stuff to struggle about. I mean, love is gonna be something that you got to continuously work at anyway. So I don't really think you can have struggle love. Because who said that you're saying love was just gonna be this process that was just gonna be smooth and pristine and you ain't have to do nothing? No, you got to work. They do. They love the struggle. Because see, the struggle is the excuse for them to be the victim. See, you can't be the victim without the struggle. What you say, Death Note? You disagree. You think people are addicted to being a perpetual victim, but you to be the victim, you gotta have struggled, and the struggle is just so much that you can't overcome it. So yeah, people like being the victim, but you still got to have that struggle aspect in the victimhood. Some of us are used to the cycle of abuse. Okay, well, I mean, how long you want to be abused? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, everybody. I'm not saying it's the actual struggle, but they perceive something going as the struggle. Whatever they're the victim of, that's the struggle. Don't become a victim is the answer most of the time. I mean, that would be a good way, but I mean, again, sometimes you, as a child, you can't control your circumstances, but as an adult, you can go and do some things to make sure that you ain't back in the same position you was in as a child no more. But again, you trauma bond with people, so you if you don't make a deliberate and consistent effort to not do it, you just gonna trauma bond and be hooked up with the same type of people that you need to be getting away from because they was the ones that hurt you back in the day. Did you say never try to uplift a hood chick? What? Wait a minute. I done missed something. Where the hell did that come from? It's a manipulative tactic to get sympathy or get what you want. Yeah, it ain't working like it used to though. Struggle is part of it. I tried to uplift a dust mite. She like being poor. Y'all in these stories be, I'm gonna be honest, I be feeling some type of way. Like y'all men been out here going hard for some of the raggediest, low life, gutter snipe, damn crusty draws, nasty ass bras on the planet, and then good women such as myself, we hear the stories. Like this shit don't be making sense. You say they love it and then want to blame the others that can only do what we allow. Yeah. Okay, Defno said he got the remedy. If we want to fix all of this, we gotta vote for Kamala. If you want to get right, that's what you need to do. That's Defno. Cause I bet you learn to stop. Yeah, stay out those slums. But see, now he don't love nobody now. 18, can't nobody get nothing. That's the problem. So if they go from one extreme to the other, they ain't no in the middle. So he gave the gutter snipe everything. Now can't nobody get nothing. She's talking about I knew it. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay, so yeah, that ain't healthy going from one extreme to the other. You have to meet in the middle. Everything is on a scale. Just saying. But let us continue.
They're addicted to things being hard. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they don't even know. It don't have to be like this. Mm. You want more, you want love, you want abundance, you want... why are you... And particularly for us, because we have cellular memory of oppression, of subservience, of suffering, and we put up with more craziness from each other, from ourselves, in the world because of our cellular memory. So I think whenever you find yourself sad most of the time, happy sometime, in breakdown and discord with the closest people to you, take your butt somewhere and talk to somebody. You need some
Please, please do.
Now, do you feel you've made the impact that you set out to make doing what you do?
I didn't set out to make an impact. I set out to serve God.
Yes, Lord.
That's what I set out to do. I will go where you have me go. I will say what you have me say. I will do what you have me do. My team tells me all the time, you don't understand. You just don't understand. I didn't set out to do this. I'm a criminal defense attorney.
But that's where I want to kind of go, like, take me back. Like, not the seasons. Even right before, like, understanding the mothers of the professional, the start of the profession of how do we morph into who we know Iyanla to be today?
Yeah. Teenage mother.
Okay.
Married in a physically abusive marriage. Went to college at 30. Took my 3 kids with me. Sat them in the hallway outside the classroom. Graduated in 3.5 years, summa cum laude. President of the student government and the valedictorian. Walked my 3 kids across the stage with me to get that degree because they ate the pot pies, they watched the TV, they sat in the hallway while I was doing that. And somebody said to me, you should be a lawyer. I said, okay. So I went to law school.
School.
Law school.
But
I went to
more school.
Yeah. I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
Always wanted to be a nurse. This was years and years ago before you were born, when nurses wore white uniforms and white shoes and little white hats. And I went to nursing school one day. My son he was born August 18th and school started like September 20 something. And I worked out a deal with my stepmom where she would keep him so I could go to school. I went to nursing school one day and they had a pig in the jar and formaldehyde. And I said, is there ever gonna come a time when I have to have some interface with that pig? And they said, yes. And I got my bag and left.
Yeah. We're not doing a pig. Dissecting a pig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Certain things. No. So I was 18. And I never went back to school until after I left my abusive husband. And again, I went to college at 30, graduated in 3.5 years. Somebody said, go to law school. I did. I was in the inaugural class of the City University of New York Law School at Queens College.
Okay.
Graduated from law school, went to practice law as a public defender. And I was in and out of jail because all my clients were criminals. I was in and out of jail every day. I was like, I don't have a ticket. Why am I in jail? So I left. I stopped. I'm not going to do this. And as purpose unfolds, a friend of mine said, you were on welfare, right? And I said, yeah. She said, do you think you could teach women coming off welfare job skills? And I said, yeah. And I did. And I went to teach these women who were coming off public assistance, job skills and interview skills. And I wrote them, put papers and things together from what I had read and learned and seen. And it was called Tapping the Power Within. That became the first book I ever published. It was a workbook for women coming off welfare. And then, you know this. When you're on purpose, when you're doing what you are ordained to do, it just unfolds.
Just falls in place.
It falls in place. I published Happen to Power Within, sold it out of the trunk of my car. It spread all over the country.
Right.
I got a call. Simon and Schuster wanted somebody to write a book to help people of color deal with stress. I wrote that book. It was called Acts of Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Acts of Faith had a life all its own. It was selling everywhere. They asked me to write another book. I wrote a book called The Value in the Valley, A Black Woman's Guide to Healing. One thing led to the other. I never set out to do any of this. I just was trying to be a nurse, but it was the pig in the job.
Yeah. That's all.
But I do healing.
Yes.
I'm on track. It just looks different.
But you couldn't hear that pig.
Oh, no. I wasn't touching that thing.
Yeah. It's crazy. As you was talking, I didn't want to interrupt, but your son's birthday is the same birthday as my father.
August 18th.
August 18th.
Leo.
Yeah. So
lion.
I mean, lion.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll love you if you act right.
Have you had a moment, or did you have a moment where it was instant? It was as clear as day. I wouldn't even say a revelation, but you just had a moment where, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Using your passion for your purpose.
It still happens. Because I don't think we're finished. I knew I was supposed to be doing Fix My Life.
Okay.
Every book I've written, all 19 of them, I knew I was supposed to write that book.
Mm-hmm.
I got the title, I wrote the book. And even today, right now, I'm very clear that my next assignment is to awaken 1 million people to the truth of their being, how to maintain peace, how to reach joy. 1 million people in person, online, that's my assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And if it takes me till it won't take me long nowadays with
social media.
Social media. But you know why, beloved? Too many of us are suffering from things that are beneath us.
Like Sunday night game going on.
We are suffering from things that are beneath us. We are suffering from broken hearts because we don't know how to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
We're suffering from cursing ourselves because we don't know how to speak affirmatively and appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
We're suffering in our relationships because we don't know how to be together. We're suffering in the world because we're codependent and waiting on somebody to save us. No. No more suffering. I'm gonna awaken 1 million people and end suffering. That's my assignment.
Y'all know I love going to live events, whether it's football, concerts, or comedy shows. There's nothing like being in the crowd and feeling.
When was the last time you suffered?
What's today? Monday? Saturday. As I approached the first anniversary of my youngest daughter's death, and certain commercials come on TV, or I hear certain things, and my mother's heart breaks again and again and again, and I suffer. And I'm a mom, and I had to bury my second child. And I just know how not to stay there. I don't buy real estate in the suffering. I give myself permission as a mother to suffer the loss of my pup. I do. And it hurts, and it's ugly, and it's painful. And then I get me a Pepsi and have a little cry and go on about my business.
You cry?
Oh, absolutely. What?
It was a joke.
Want me to show you?
Listen.
I'm gonna say this, and then I got to, speaking of Pips, I got to go get mine real quick. Crying is important for everybody. Everybody should cry. I'm not saying fire up the live stream and get on and just start boohooing and bawling, but I mean, if that's what you need to do, then go ahead and do that. But crying is important. That is a cleansing. Cry in the shower if you need to, but y'all need, folks need, you need to cry. Oh, I'm sorry, 18. Listen, y'all, it's something out here in these streets. It is something in these streets. But yeah, crying is important. Highly recommend that.
Let me tell you something. Like
Oh my God.
so just so people know, for context, I saw you at an award show, Hollywood Unlocked. Shout out to Jason Lee, and instantly I knew exactly who you were.
I'm not doing this.
No. And it's not, did I not know who, if you knew who I was, I just wanted to introduce myself and show respect of like, I have to get you on my platform because it's needed. It's essential for growth, especially for my audience to see and witness the amazing ability of you to dissect and demand what you need to happen, or in essence, to heal a person. And I thought it was just, that interaction was just so cool and pure. But what was cooler than that is you on stage and the demand and the presence and the affirmative, just voice tone, the respect, the this, the that. And I'm saying to myself, ooh, she don't fucking right. You know what I'm saying? And it was
they was coming for one of my pops. They was coming for Jonathan. We were coming for Jonathan.
Yeah.
No. We're not doing that to each other. We're not going to do to each other what they've done to us. And again, I just like if you're wrong, I'm going to pop you. I'm going to pow your butt, but I'm not going to let nobody else do it. No, you don't do that to him. Why did we do that to him? Talk about him bad. We got to stop this social media bullying and the harassment. It's ugly.
It's
what
not
we're
going
doing,
nowhere.
huh?
It's not going nowhere. We could do our part. But honestly, though, I think just for the great that social media is and the access to different things as well as knowledge, we're giving too many people opportunities to distract.
Yes. And we have to be first of all, not because of social media, but because your mouth is a womb and what you say you're going to birth. And your brain is a womb. So when we be putting all manner of ugliness, meanness on there, that's coming back in your life. Maybe not today, not tomorrow, but the law is the law. And we're not being responsible and accountable. I'm not talking about you have your opinion, you say something you don't like. I'm talking about the condemnation and the attack and the bullying on social media. What is that?
Right.
Entertainment for the masses. That's what it is.
But you understand that this generation they have that as a resource.
They're a little scared. What do you mean? The social media?
Just access.
Yeah.
Like no
everything. Can't think they way out of paper
we
bag.
literally call influencers that don't have no influence. If that's not an oxymoron, and pun intended to a moron, it's like it's so much that we do, and some people do right by their platforms, and some people do wrong by their platforms, and all to say, I just want to entertain.
Well, you know what? You have no influence if you don't know yourself. So a lot of these babies are out here talking and doing all sorts of things, and I support them, all to do it. But then you see, your talent can get you to many places, but only your character can keep you there. And a lot of them have talent, they don't have no character. They'll do anything, say anything, cuss, go naked, put your panties down, put them on your head, just
get some attention.
All matter, wahala that I see out there. They don't have character. They have great talent. They don't have character. And every time these ones that rise real quick and don't have character, they have a fall, then we got a problem.
Now, take me through, I love your story. I think to be able to endure and persevere the way you have is something that a lot of people hopefully can relate to as well.
People can't read either.
Now, when you're triggered in your spiritual warfare, right? Or you're going through a time where it's like life is happening. feelings and emotions are happening. What do I do? How can I go about it? Do I tell somebody I'm not okay? But also, what do I do for my self-healing?
Well, the first thing I do is breathe. And anybody in my camp, on my team, and my posse,
Aya,
they gonna tell me,
breathe.
wait a minute, hold up, stop, breathe. Because that's our connection to Creator. That's our connection to Source. The difference between life and death is a breath. Yeah. And every time we breathe, we activate our origin source codes. And that's where our divinity is. That's where our power is. So I'm gonna breathe. The second thing I'm gonna do is I really want to I want to look at what's going on. I want to look at what I'm telling myself. Most of us are in suffering and breakdown, not because of what's going on, but because of what we tell ourselves about what's going on. We get the story. I understand law and principle. I understand spiritual law. I understand spiritual principle. I understand anything that shows up is there because I bid it to be there. I caused it to be there. I created it to be there, the consciously or unconsciously, emotionally or spiritually. And it's come to teach me. It's come to give me an opportunity to learn. So instead of me freaking out about the fact that my daughter's dead, what is it that I'm learning? What is it that I'm healing? What is it that I'm offering? What is it that I'm giving? Because I could be very depressed and dragging because I lost my second baby, or I could remind myself like I do all the time.
But there's a fine line though, because settling and dwelling is two different
things, right?
How do we settle and give it the power it deserves? Because we don't want to be emotionless in a time where your body is yearning for some type of release, right? And there are not acknowledged, like, but you don't want to dwell there either. You know what I'm saying? What's that fine line?
Well, you gotta, this is what part of my job, Awakening 1 Million. People have to understand the law. We have to understand how life works. I'm not talking about man's law, I'm talking about God's law. That's why I went to law school. I didn't tell you that part. I went to law school to train my mind not to live man's law, but to live God's law. But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, we gotta know the laws of the universe so that as things unfold, doesn't mean we don't feel it, doesn't mean it doesn't hurt us, doesn't mean we're not angry or disappointed or sad or whatever. But like you said, we don't dwell there because we know the law. We know the law and we trust the Creator. And we trust the wisdom of the Creator. We trust the right to choose. I can look at the fact that my daughter, 46 years old, was a non-compliant diabetic. She wouldn't stop eating the sugar. She wouldn't do what she needed to do. I can't blame God for that. I can't be in wonderment. She was a human being with a physical body. She made choices that cost her life. Do you know how sad that makes me? But what can I do? Her choice. Her choice. So I settle in that as opposed to dwelling in, she could have, she should have, why didn't she? I can't dwell in that.
Help me in my situation.
Okay.
Because we had a moment before I'm seeing these red buttons here. And talk to you about my personal situation. And this is where I will be vulnerable here in regards to you. For me, raising children, what are signs that a parent should fix sooner rather than later?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good question. Here are a couple of things that we want to go for. We want our children to make sure our children know they are loved. Whether that's demonstrative love, affirmative love, we want to make sure they know that they're loved. We want to make sure that they know that they're safe, that they're protected in the home, out the home, in the street. Your kids got to know if they call you and you're in trouble, they're in trouble, that you may beat their butt later, but you're going to show up, with the wielding the machete now. They want to know that they're safe. They want to know that they're competent. And that's where so many parents fall down. We do it for our kids as opposed to giving them the room and the space to do it and learn how to do it and fail and fall down and get up again. They want to know that they're competent. Otherwise, they'll become codependent.
Mm.
And we want them to know
think about that.
that they're resilient, that they can have loss and recover, that they can fall down and get up. So we've got to get and resilient, and that they have choice. So that they're loved, that they're safe, that they're competent, and they have choice. They can do things, and that they're resilient, that they've got, some juice to come back. And I think where most parents fall down, or they think the kids know they're loved, even though the parent never says it. Because as a parent, we think, I'm feeding you, ain't I?
Right.
I'm clothing you, ain't I?
Right.
You got toothpaste and toilet paper.
Right.
That's love.
The responsibility.
Right.
You got them Christmas gifts, don't you?
Yeah, right. We think, but we never just say, I just love you.
Mm.
I love you. Good, bad, right, wrong. Sometimes I don't like you, but I love you.
Right.
We don't say that. I didn't say it as a parent. I didn't say it. And my children needed it. And also, I didn't trust that my kids were competent. I was so afraid they were going to fail until I did it for them, as opposed to giving them the opportunity to going out and do it themselves so that they develop self-confidence, self-esteem, self-value, self-worth. I was so afraid that they were going to fail. And I was so busy trying to give them what I didn't have, which was support, which was direction, which was guidance. So I think that as parents, those things, let them know they're loved, let them know they're safe, let them know they're confident, let them know they have a choice, and let them know that they're resilient.
Beautifully said. I think a lot of parents go through a phase of this law, if it's a real law or not. I want to make my child's life easier than my life.
Why? Look how you turned out. You're great.
Yeah. But there are certain things that I'm not proud of, but that's still a part of my journey, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was deprived a lot in life. I didn't want my kids to experience deprivation, but I wanted them to know how to earn.
Mm-hmm.
I did good there. All my kids knew how to earn. They knew how to work. They knew how to earn because I worked really hard. But as parents, we think that what we went through was so horrible. We want to save our children from it.
Mm-hmm.
But look at who we are as a result of what we went through. Is there a way that we could wear it differently? Is there a way that we could learn from it quicker instead of trying to save our children? You're not going to let your kids be hungry if you got money to buy food. My people didn't have money. It wasn't like they wanted, let me starve her to death today.
Yeah. Let's see how that works out.
Raggedy ass parents
Let me just destroy her self-worth.
Mm.
No, they did the best they could.
Right. Now, this is a word that is playing back now where it's also another line where you want to allow your kids to show that they are competent. But at the same time, where do we draw the line in allowing them to dictate their steps? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, competent is like proving that you are capable of doing something.
Right.
Okay, mommy, I want McDonald's. Okay, mommy, I want to transfer schools because blah, blah, blah. Or mommy, it's just certain situation. Like, where's that line where?
Well, it all depends on the kid's age.
Okay.
And what they're going.
So that's where I'm getting to. It's like, at what time stamp, time code, or just age, where, because my thing is this, my children will always be my children.
Right.
Okay, well, who cuts
and
up?
competent or not competent, I know at the age that I'm at and the age that you at, you're not even capable of making this decision. It don't matter if you're in your right mind or even your wrong mind. You ain't lived enough.
Well, yeah, but Well, we don't have to do anything. What I've discovered is it all depends on, first of all, what kind of foundation they're standing on. If they haven't been allowed to make any choices, any decisions, you take, for example, we tell them where to go to school. We tell them what to wear. We tell them what to eat. We tell them where to go, when they can't go, what time to get up, what time to go to bed. Then we send them off to college and say, what you want to be? How the hell do I know? I've never made a choice. I've never had an independent thought. I don't even know how to match my clothes up. Okay.
Snap a fact.
You understand?
Some would say I don't either. Yeah.
So I think that it all depends on what kind of foundation they stand on. To your point, my son wanted to play football. That was his dream. He played in the neighborhood league. And he wanted to play football. To play football, he had to go to a certain high school. And my brother shattered his knee playing football and spent the rest of his life in misery, drugging and drinking because his dream had been shattered. So I would not allow my son to go to a high school where he could play football.
Wow.
Because I use my filter to dictate his future. Wrong. So, and because I didn't think, because of my filter of what happened to my brother,
right,
I just assumed that my son was incompetent.
Yeah. But that's also, this is a common word, especially in healing and mental health, is trauma. Right?
We all got trauma.
We do. Within reason to understanding that even though I went through this, it can potentially still happen. You still must allow that bird to fly.
You have to. You know what, as a woman, you know what my greatest trauma was? The day my breast fell down and wouldn't get up. They just laid down. I said, get up. That's traumatic.
That's traumatic.
Get up from there.
Yeah.
Basically, we all have trauma around all kinds of stuff. Let's not make that a buzzword that we now lean into.
It's definitely buzzing.
Yeah, because just like 5 years ago, it was self-worth and self-value and self-esteem.
It's a different word every year.
It's an excuse that we all have trauma. We are born with trauma because we have the cellular memory of slaves floating around in our DNA. That's traumatic enough. Right. You know what the biggest trauma is? When you
Dang it. My bad, y'all. Okay. Yeah, what I was saying was we gotta quit using slavery as a damn excuse. None of us, we are several generations removed from slavery. So why are we still trying to use that as a damn excuse? So I'm halfway out the womb and I'm carrying slave trauma. I think I'm a pass. That's another excuse. Now, I'm not saying that, saying some ideologies or, saying, your stories, things of that nature haven't been passed down, but we coming straight out the womb carrying slave trauma. I can't ride with that. I'm just saying, I can't do it. Math and engineering is too hard because of slavery. I don't wanna. I'm gonna let her keep on talking, but like I ain't feeling that part. I'm just being real honest. Truths we never experienced. This is what I'm talking about. I wasn't no slave. My mama wasn't no slave. My grandmama wasn't no slave. My great grandmama wasn't no slave. I don't know if her mama was a slave. I'm not sure. Same thing on my daddy's side. And my paternal grandmother, she was 100.5 when she died. She wasn't no slave. Her mama wasn't no slave. Like what we talking about? So now we don't have no slave trauma. We good. We move on past that. I don't think you can have trauma from something you haven't experienced. That's just my opinion on that. But we'll let her keep talking.
Passed through from the womb and somebody snatches you by your feet and smacks you on your behind. That's trauma. Okay? Because that baby should be born in water, but that's a whole nother conversation. Back to your question, you got to look at the child, the foundation they're standing on, the age that they are, and what it is that they're attempting to do. And don't use your filter to deny them. Most parents let their filter determine their children's future. And it takes them on. I if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have let him go play football. Because he spent his whole, from 15 to 14 to 18, his high school years, he was miserable. My son failed lunch.
But that's hard.
Failed lunch.
That is hard to do.
He didn't want to be there. He wasn't doing what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know that now. I didn't know it then.
But that's all about evolution too. And I think, any parent or any situation, I mean, for the people who do not have children, there are certain triggers in life that you just have to understand and obey, that this is a lesson for what it's worth. You have a podcast now, the Relationship Spot podcast. How was that born?
I love the R Spot because I think relationships are the greatest classrooms and the greatest teachers for all of us.
Right.
Whether it's our parents' relationship, our relationships with each other. The things that we learn in relationships teach us the most about ourselves because it begins with our relationship with ourselves. So that's always been my vision for the R Spot. And not to teach it, but to hear from people and give them real-time support in seeing it differently. So I guess the R Spot is just fix my life on the radio.
So it's crazy. But before I get to that, which one do you enjoy most? Is it digital television, or as we will call it, a podcast, or linear television?
No, digital, absolutely. Real time. And I don't have to worry about sponsors. I don't have to worry about, how long we got. It's real time, digital.
I see so many different things now in content that translate to, dare I say, old content, because I look at streamers now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, and I seen this on a clip, all streamers are now are radio personalities.
That's right.
Back then.
Yeah.
It's more visual. It's like, it's more direct to consumer. Caller number 9, what are you, da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, they can stream and all going live. Like, it's just a radio
show. Yeah. I'm from New York, so we had Ken Spider-Man Webb and Frankie Crocker. Those were our radio personalities who now today could be you. Or,
correct.
Right.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
I do what I do to impact, to empower, and also to entertain.
Yeah.
Because when I was coming up, I said this on a lot of different platforms, but when I was coming up, my only way out, it wasn't going to law school. I didn't see no lawyers from where I was from that had what I wanted. You see what I'm saying? They may have presented themselves, but I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want that. What do? You sell drugs? My dad ain't gonna let me do that. What you do? You rap? I'm making gospel rap, but that really wasn't no thing then too.
Right.
Then it was like, okay, but what do? You a football player? I want what you have, so that means that I have to do what you do.
Okay.
So me now, and I said this before to my team, I said,
hold up.
in a couple years.
Hold up.
maybe sooner
Hold
rather
up.
than later.
I want what that was deep. I want what you got, so I got to do what you do. That makes sense to y'all. Just on the surface level, does that make sense? Because I see a lot of people missing that point. Like I want what you got, but I don't want to do what you're doing. But I still want what you got.
A lot of people will not even understand my impact on the field more so than my impact in the digital space.
Yeah.
And that's just the power of content.
Yeah.
And understanding that, hey,
DOTTS.
why are you wearing your dress? That's not clean cut. But for who? To what?
What do you mean? Somebody asked you why are you wearing dress? Somebody would ask you that in this day and age?
They asked me would I cut my hair.
Oh. Why? Why would you? Well, you should cut a little bit off like every year because hair is always alive and you want to cut a little bit off the shed. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why, just sidebar conversation. Every time I wash my hair, I just feel like
yeah.
Right?
Your hair's alive, yeah.
Oh my, how long?
This is 2 years old.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready to get rid of it. I mean, I'm gonna cut it. I'll give it 3 years.
But why though? Like why would you?
Because for me it's heavy. I work with a lot of people and hair is alive. It's a living thing. You know, so this is my antenna. So I'm not only giving off energy, I'm picking up energy. So I'm like, because for what I do, that don't have nothing to do with
what we do.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? God, not that I didn't know, but I just haven't acknowledged that in a long time.
Yeah.
So my hair, it's like when I wash it or when I do certain things, and I don't have the hair that you can wash every day. It's not good for it.
You can't wash this every day.
You know, number one, it's not good for the hair, nor do you have the time to let it dry. Right. And you got to get in the roots to do so. But
clip your ends, just clip because that's where you're picking up. This is coming out of your head, so that's about you. But you're picking up. Just clip your ends, even an inch or so.
He's with them live.
Once a year, twice a year.
So to the point of, I have been either directly told or indirectly told your look, and it is insinuating, cut your hair. So.
By who? People?
Miss Iyanla?
Huh?
There's not a lot of people on television that look the way I look.
Who cares?
No. But you gotta understand what the propaganda is that's out there. And that's why it's important for me to stay true to who I am. It's important for me to empower, to impact, and also entertain respectfully, not losing myself. But to tell my children as well as other people and adults that, bro, you can.
But you know what? They told Liberace don't be so flamboyant.
Hold on, because Liberace was out of order. Anyway, so is Cam saying he can't get a network job because of the way he looked? Is that what Cam's saying? I mean, yeah. There's a reason that there's a 500+ year old saying that clean hair grows. Wow. Why you gonna put him in the same category as Liberace? Because Liberace was all kind of out of order. All out of order. Cam ain't that bad. We really not. Not like Liberace. Hey, did y'all see that? It's kind of old. When Michael Douglas played Liberace in the in the HBO documentary movie of his life. Yo, that was so quality. That was so quality work from Michael Douglas. I'm sorry. That was quality work. If y'all haven't seen it, definitely go back and watch Liberace. For real, for real. He said he got 8 kids. Victim. Can't get a network job because he's too much of a loose cannon. Or shoot, child. Ain't no net. First of all, ain't no network jobs to get, child. After they gave Tom Brady that what $300 something million, child. They been slashing folk left and right, child. Yeah, you waited too long, Cam.
They told Little Richard to cut his hair. They told, you know, I don't even know who they is, but we should know. You'll know when it's time for you to cut your hair, but never mold your appearance based on acceptance by anybody else.
You ain't.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. I know you're not.
You ain't got to worry about that. Some
I
of it.
cannot believe that somebody would say that to you in this
Right?
age.
I mean, welcome to my life, and this could be an episode in this.
I wonder if they would tell Robert Nesta Marley to cut his hair.
No. Will they tell
Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah. What's a
Robert Downey Jr., Al Pacino,
Trevor Lawrence?
Who the hell is that?
He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now.
Well,
is he a man of color?
No.
Does he have a ponytail?
He has long, straight hair.
And have they told him to cut his hair?
Not if they're paying him $265 million guaranteed or that
What
much.
does he do?
He's a quarterback.
Can I do that? You were a quarterback.
Yeah, but I love you. Nah, you need to look. Nah.
I do okay with the quarterback, and it's the running up the field that I
Yeah. But that I know. So with those examples, it's different rules for different people. And I don't want to keep using my platform to the surface level people that talk about why he always talk. No. You have to understand, I use my platform to express myself with my reality. And I understand I'm trying to expose a lot of truth. And if we're exposing the truth, it can still be subjective to who you are.
Well, we can expose the lie to reveal the truth. The truth don't need no exposure. The truth is there. Right. What you want to do, what you do is expose the lies.
You have such an amazing way with words.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm trying to. But you know what's crazy? And I don't think it's traumatic more so than the propaganda that has been pushed on TV, on, commercials and certain looks that you have to look like. It found my way in my household too. Because those things don't just come by not having the contract or not being told by a white person or another person that is not your race to cut your hair, because what does it insinuate? It also can happen in our community.
Oh yeah.
And it happened to me.
Yeah.
So for my father, that he would constantly say, "Hey, you're messing up your sponsorship." But
he's old school. He's OG.
Yeah, but
he was right though.
Am I exposing that lie?
See, that's his filter trying to determine your future.
Yeah.
That's his filter trying to determine your future. He's OG.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Y'all just be chomping at the bit to rip Cam apart. Damn. Just chomping. Y'all come on. Y'all be chomping at the bit. So that's why you ain't never watched that show. But listen, Fix My Life was good. Yeah, but she had one child. He was a soy boy, and he would guilt. I'm gonna have to do a review. He would guilt trip his parents into paying his rent he would tell them that he was gonna off himself, and child, they was paying rent. They was not paying their mortgage, paying his rent, and he out here laying up with all these different men and walking off jobs and all this kind of foolishness and Wahala. But the plantation colors. Nah, Elon ain't been on here. Yeah, yeah, these folks out here today.
I guess I've learned I'm old school too, you know, and some things I see, I'm just like, oh God, my eyeballs are bleeding.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything because that's my filter. I don't want to impose that upon the young people.
Right.
But the matrix, this matrix that we live in, has convinced us and educated us and programmed us and conditioned us as Black people, brown people, red people, because I'm all of that. Black from my mother's side, red from my father's side, you know, and brown as a combination, has convinced us that who we are and what is most natural to us as people of color is wrong. And we're still living that.
Yeah.
We are still living. It's in our blood. They told us that our language was wrong, our
Child, they
religion is
saying all the
wrong,
race.
our bodies are wrong. You know, for women now, all of a sudden, our bodies are great. People are going out buying the bodies that we used to try to get talked out of. My grandmother put me in the rubber girdle so that my booty wouldn't shake.
Your booty wouldn't jiggle.
Right, wouldn't jiggle.
Look at that.
And now they buying jigglers.
they buying enhancers.
Oh Lord, I used to walk around in the summer. You could smell the rubber burning. Smell it.
They not going to
But in
Miss
the
Iyanla
Matrix.
fix my life. They going to Dr. Miami fix my life.
Right?
Facts. Hey, Death Note.
Hey, what it do, what it do, what it do.
Child, it's doing. You had some commentary.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is full of it. And honestly, you got to understand where Cam came from. I mean, I'm here in Atlanta, and you know what I'm saying, I've been through his stomping grounds and everything else, and a lot of stuff that Iyanla has said, especially with her wanting to take her child out of certain schools and so on and so forth, so he couldn't play football and all these different things. Those are emblematical of a person who didn't understand men because, you know what I'm saying, she is a woman. She is protective. She does want the best for her child as far as the safety and everything else, but she doesn't understand the same things that men go through on a day to day. So had she let her child go through that, even if he failed and he had to walk in walk with a limp for the rest of his life, at least he would have been like, hey, you know what? I tried it. I wasn't good at it. And I was shown that I wasn't good at it. But now the only thing that he has going for the rest of his life is I wanted to do it. It was the only thing that I wanted in this world. And she took it away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of points that I got on everything that she said, even when it comes to love. Like, I'm a single dad for those who may not know me. I'm a single dad, and you know, my wife passed away and so on and so forth. But I withhold praise from my children. Why? Because as a woman, yeah, my wife gave praise all the time. She was like, everything was good. You know, elementary school graduation probably would have been good. Middle school, high school, everything would have been great. Me as a man, I'm gonna praise the big success. High school graduation, college graduation, you getting a very big job where now you're finally making six figures. I mean, I'm gonna praise the big things. But the issue that we have is that a lot of women are like, you know, I love for everything. If you buy him a gift, oh, I love that. How's the weather? Oh, I love the weather. How's your day today? Oh, I loved it today. How's your outfit? Oh, I loved it. Men, how often do men say I love anything? Real men. I'm not talking
Not
about the
often.
I'm not talking about the feminine men or anything like that, or even Cam. Cam, he grew up. Yeah, he had a 2-parent household, but he's not the typical 2-parent household man. So
Even though he had both
yeah,
parents.
yeah, he had both parents, but
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that his dad was an actual man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I'm just saying that as a man, we raise children from a different standpoint than women. Women have to be in tune with the emotions, have to be in tune with these things, or whatever the case may be, have to be the counselor and everything else. But as for men, what men need to thrive, and this is going to be taboo, and it's only been taboo in the last like 10, 20 years, uh, men need to be pushing their children to do more, pushing their children to do more and be better people. That's what men are supposed to do. And if you praise every single thing, then it means that I don't have to work as hard to get your validation. But how many men have only heard their father say "I love you" or "I'm proud of you" when they meet major milestones? Those men who only get it when they reach major milestones, they typically ascend the ranks far higher than anybody else. I'm just putting it out there. Oh dang, did I lose you?
You know,
I
the
think
Matrix has convinced us, beloved, that who we are as people of color, people of the earth, is wrong.
But
Go ahead.
how do we navigate to our truth, or in this way, for me, to my purpose?
You gotta want it.
Mhm.
You've got to want it. See, if you know this is where you're supposed to be right now, doing what you're supposed to do, does it bring joy to your heart?
Extreme joy.
Do you love it?
I really do.
And,
Obsessed.
and you're serving a purpose with it. So you don't need anybody's approval. You need their support.
Mm. But you don't, that's the thing. You may not always get the support.
You got support right here.
Yeah. But that comes by way, and I mean this in all respect to everybody listening. The support comes as an expense.
It's conditional. They'll
But
support you if,
yeah.
or they support you when.
Listen, Cam. Listen. Sir, you set your whole life up to be transactional. Your career is transactional. You and these baby mamas is transactional. Your whole situation is transactional. So you put it out there in the very beginning, I'll pay. Give me what I want, I'll pay. So why would you now turn around and not expect to have to pay for your saying love and support? You was paying for everything else. You involved with transactional ass people. Go ahead and pay up. Quit playing.
See, this is the thing. And I'm reminded by a word that's in my brain: loyalty.
Okay.
All this crying because you got to pay.
That's a tricky word. But in this situation here, me being who I am, people are in a situation because it benefits them. Not to say.
Oh yeah, no, not to say that they're not loyal. They don't
Correct.
in
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
That I don't want to be a pessimist, by saying the negative or the things that is just like, like.
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Don't edit yourself like that. There are people who are here who will be with you whether they get a paycheck or not.
I know who they are.
Okay. And there are people who just come from a paycheck for a paycheck.
I know who they are.
There's a place where they blend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need them both. You need them both. Not loyalty, fidelity. Fidelity means that they're standing with you in and for the vision and the way that's benefiting you and them. That's fidelity.
Yeah.
Okay. Loyalty simply means I'm going to do what you want me to do, the way you want me to do it, and I'm not going to leave you while you're doing it. But my motive may not be in alignment with your purpose. You understand what I mean? So, but you can have them both. You can have both the people who have fidelity, who stand with you in the purpose and the vision, who want the best for you,
Right.
who are going to do it. And you can have the ones who are good at what they do and show up for the paycheck. You just have to be aware and don't confuse
Them
one
antennas
for the
just
other.
gotta be up.
Okay.
They gotta be up. Don't worry about
That's
it.
why
They
you
got
can't
this all
close,
muddled
you
up.
know what?
We
You
gonna
cut a
snip it.
little hole in your hat and stick one of them out there.
If you was here a little earlier, you would have seen that hole in that hat. You think what I'm saying? But I think too, I'm always intrigued to see. There's not a person who has made an impact, but obviously the impact that you've made that has not ruffled feathers.
Oh yeah.
Some of those feathers may come with threats,
Mhm.
death threats.
Oh yeah.
Certain if I or blah blah blah. It's just so much.
What we do to each other,
Mhm.
it comes with tearing me down.
Yes.
You know, the first thing that came from me was the church.
Mhm.
When I stood up as a Black woman speaking African spiritual philosophy.
Where was your denomination?
I grew up in the church. I grew up, you know, Church of God in Christ,
Okay.
Kojic. I grew up Kojic by a Native American grandmother
Oh wow.
who passed as Black. Dark-skinned Cherokee woman, the Slaky woman, passed as Black because even in the church, she was unacceptable.
No way.
My grandmother passed as a Black woman. She was born on the reservation. Her birth is numbered and dated. But she was in the church in her choir and she wasn't, and it was fine as long as she lived up to what they deemed was acceptable. So the church was the first person that came to me when I said I was a Yoruba, when I said I was a pipe carrier for the Slaky nation. Oh, she evil, she wicked, that's voodoo. But when
Witchcraft.
when people could pronounce my name
Mhm.
and would come to see me to put more money in the offering plate, oh, then I was cool.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Then I was cool. Yeah.
And you've been able to compartmentalize that.
Well, no, I blend it all together. I don't care what you call me. That's what Jesus said. He said, I am who you say I am. You want to say I'm a witch? You inviting a witch to your church. You know, but you know, it's evolution.
Right.
Here's what I know. And this is true for you. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. I have always been on the leading edge. I'm out there when nobody else is out there. And people are talking about me, tearing me down. And then 5 years later, everybody's doing it. Okay. That's okay.
What you call it? The leading edge.
The bleeding edge.
Oh, well,
bleeding.
I heard leading edge
Right.
too. Like.
We're on the bleeding edge because now everybody wants to be the next Iyanla when people didn't want me at all.
You was a real influencer with influence.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're on the bleeding edge, meaning you're so far out ahead that you're being cut to pieces. But in 5 years, everybody's going to want to be that.
It's so crazy because it don't matter where you want to go as far as what the commodity you want to talk about in my life, but I can guarantee you, I got debris in my face. I got bugs through my glasses. I got all type of grass and weeds and because I trailblaze.
Yeah.
And I seen the trail that they wanted for me. And then I said, nah, hold on. What we trying to get to that up there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I trailblazed my way.
Yeah.
And I still am doing that right now.
Yeah.
So much so that I receive counsel for so many people in my life. And it don't matter if I pay you. It don't matter if you pay me.
Yeah.
Right? I respect the ability for somebody to have my best interest, and I feel it.
Mhm.
And you direct in certain things. And I said, no. That's not where I'm at. And you got to understand, you got to respect that for me. Just because you want that or you deem that, even in your position, father, brother, mama.
But see, do you know why it comes because see, you're a bull.
Ooh.
You May 11.
Girl!
I know that because my daughter was May 12. So you're a couple of things here. Number one, you're a master vibration. You're an 11. So you can see it. You can see it. And nobody else can't see it, but you're a visionary. Now, what the challenge comes in for you is because, how did the bull do?
Build up. Not that
Right?
face.
And then he
Don't give me the ugly
charge.
face. Don't give me the ugly face. Give me the handsome.
Okay. And then he's going to charge.
Yeah.
And when he charges, he's knocking down everything.
Everything.
And running over everybody.
Wow.
And then the people are like, well, wait a minute, hold up. I know you're the bull. I know when you go in, could you not step in my face? So as you get older, as you mature, as you become an elder, that'll calm down. They're not so much what you're doing as it is the way you're doing it. You're a bull. You're a visionary bull. You can see round corners, through walls, over the hills, and they're like, well, what exactly is it that you're looking at?
Yeah.
And now you get ready to go for it. Yeah. That's in your birthday. That's in your numbers.
Oh, Jesus.
Does that sound familiar?
I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right. But I'll protect myself from people. I said that to you in a different way, but
they need to be protected from you.
hello. And so
For real.
but they still get poked by this
I want
horn.
you to be.
I know.
And so I think
It'll calm down.
no.
Yes, it will.
But I think this is why I say no. And I was having a conversation with, he went from a friend of mine to a partner of mine, right? The world know him as Peggy, right? And we were just talking, and he was like, everybody often asks the common question, do you miss it? And I replied simply, yes, I do. But I don't think it has my undivided attention like it once did. I'm so obsessed with content that I look at TV different. I look at digital TV different. I know I have to bring a side or unleash a side of Miss Iyanla that she feels comfortable, and it's going to be for good TV. And that's not to play with you or to play with your value. It's to understand I'm going to keep it funky. I must understand that I went through so much in my years on this earth that I have to share it with people. And content is the only way to do that, because my sport that a lot of people know me from did not allow me to do that. I was a masked athlete. So my obsession now comes by way of waking up, thinking about content, going to sleep, thinking about content, sending texts, talking about content, always creating different vision boards for myself internally on my phone, on my iPad, on my computer, on these different things that it's like, bro, only thing I care about is content. And I must know, with the help of an unwavering.
Hold on, Cam. I don't think that's healthy. That's just me. So you traded one obsession that you got paid for another obsession that you get paid for. Because you get paid to do content. You ain't just on here talking for free. Listen, culture. He said all of this is original content. So this is what Cam say. we looking at his original content right now. But just again, in my opinion, I don't think focusing on content 24 hours a day is healthy. But I mean, I only been here like 12 more years than you can, so maybe I'm missing something.
Team to be able to express appreciation, because that
You know
wasn't
what I'm saying?
taught
This is content culture.
in a very clear-cut way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me, and I'm saying it's hard for me to accept praise and also to give praise. You know what I'm saying? Because that I just knew, like, in my household, it was a grade.
Yeah.
No matter what it was,
It was
like
what you were doing, not who you were being.
you see what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm telling you. That bullishness is gonna calm down as you get 42, 45. It'll calm down. It will. Why? Because your visions are gonna get clear. You're a visionary. You are a visionary. But the other part of you also wants to carry it out. You've got to let people carry the vision for you. May not be there yet. I know.
I hear Judge Mathis over there on the horizon.
Uh-huh.
He ain't been here all day. And it's so crazy how the universe works. Shout out to RJ for the people who don't know. But I've listened to him for this brief time of the affiliation. I didn't know RJ from a can of paint this time last year. And respectfully,
do you hear what I'm saying? He's got to let because otherwise you're going to burn out. You can see, they can't see it. You can see it. So you got to be able to see it. And like you said, do your vision board and boom, boom, boom. But then you have to let them, you know what? You're the midwife.
not the midwife.
Yes.
Not the side one. Hold on.
Okay, you're the midwife. Hear the midwife.
Say that.
She make you breathe. Push. Oh, and then the baby come, and the midwife takes the baby and do what? Give it to the mother. The midwife don't stay there to raise the baby. The midwife don't nurse the baby. The midwife get the baby here because she's the visionary.
Okay.
And then she turns it over to the mother, good mother that she trusts, well-trained, good mother who has fidelity, accountability, responsibility. And then what the midwife do? Go on to birth the next baby. Can you hear me? You're an 11. You're a midwife. And you trying to be the midwife, the nurse, the wet nurse, the laundress, the parents, the babysitter, the kindergarten teacher. You trying to do all of that.
But since we're here, I would tell you this. I'm learning.
Good. I told you it's going to shift.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you are.
I value the person. This Cam values this simple word. Understood.
Yeah.
I learned from a hustler. I learned from an alpha. I learned from a visionary as my father. But
hi, Daddy.
You know what I'm saying? There's still certain things too where I know him more than he think I know him. And I see it. I mean, he's a do-it-yourself. I mean, everything from an oil change to public speaking to delivering a sermon.
Yeah.
To driving to vacation, to making sure he back, to change the air filter in the restaurants, to painting my house, to cutting my grass, to taking the kids that he wants to do his grandfather's due diligence, to taking them to the movies or going to get ice cream. So that's
not
traumatic, but that's what I saw. So going through this phase of relinquishing control, it's all a part of the process.
Well, you're not actually relinquishing control, beloved. You're sharing it. You're sharing dominion. Forget control. If you think you're in control, take your clock out to the cemetery. See who pay attention to you. You ain't got no darn control. What you have is dominion. the ability to choose and collaborate. You know, and your dad comes from the school where men were valued based on their doing, and you come from in the frequency of men are being who they see themselves to be. He's a doer.
That's
That's
tricky.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Why?
That's tricky. I just had a conversation talking about this because as men, our value is predicated off of what society deems our value to be.
Right.
As a woman,
Yeah.
your value is self-care, self-worth, self-know.
Okay. That's your filter. That ain't mine.
No, but I'm saying it in this way of
our value as women is how we make men feel in this society.
Okay, but when you say that can get you canceled.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I can say it. You can't say it.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is a preference for an alpha or a man.
Yeah,
but
the
when a
court
woman
just told us we can't have an abortion. Some people I never see, never know in my life tell me what I can do with my body.
Mhm.
In this society, in this matrix,
Okay, see,
a woman was valued by what she did for a man and how she made a man feel. And now we women are waking up and saying, no. But there's some conflict in there. We won't have that conversation.
The conflict is this. When a woman is very vocal and very direct and intentional on what she needs, it's supported.
You think so?
Here.
Okay.
Just here.
Okay.
When a man is intentional, let me put it like this. Everything I just said, intentional to what she wants from a man, that's supported.
Yeah.
Okay. When a man is intentional and direct and extremely clear of what he wants from a woman, that's suppressive.
Yes, he gets in trouble. I agree.
That's what I mean by that. So
that's new age though.
Yeah.
That's new world thing. That's new world thing. That's not old school. That's new world.
Because I would say, still talking on man and woman and man, or any relationship, when a woman is honest with a man just has to suffer with that.
We have another word besides suffering.
But I'm gonna keep it a buck though.
Let that go.
See, listen.
He has to suck it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That. But if a man tells another woman
really
how he really feels, whether he went to whatever doctor you want to say it or whatever, it's you're disrespectful.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I've seen it. I've heard it. I don't want to miss this point though. Society tells men what they have to do in order to be considered men. That's your dad doing, picking, working bulbs, painting, Society tells men, the matrix tells men what they have to do in order to be considered men. Society tells women what they can't do in order to be considered a good woman. Okay.
All right, let's start right there.
Definitely I was about to say, pause that shit right there.
What you think about that?
So I think that society dictates both. They tell men what it means to be a good man, and it tells women what it means to be a good woman. And I think that a lot of times it's based off of the outcomes. For men, society dictates that you be successful and that you have a certain principle, you have certain values, and so on and so forth. I've seen plenty of liberal, ultra liberal men, as soon as they have their first child, all of a sudden they become conservative. Well, why the fuck did you become conservative? Oh, they became conservative because most men are conservative once they have children and so on and so forth. I'm not talking about the people who can't get it, or as Big Jaw would say, are without. I'm not talking about those men. What I'm saying is that most men who are actually out there doing their things and so on and so forth, they understand that society dictates their value in the real world. Yeah, you can make, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, whatever. You're still not necessarily seen as valuable because at the same time, and I'm not only talking about modern times, I'm not talking about the past. In modern times, you're telling women, hey, to be more valuable, you need to act as men.
Mhm.
And so she's saying that society is dictating women based off of what you can't do, and that's not what they're saying. Most people are saying, if she would have said that society is trying to dictate women based off of what you should do, she would have hit more points.
Okay.
Because I don't think that you should sleep with 100 different men before you find the one that's right for you. I
Mhm.
don't think that you should act like a hoe for your late teens, your 20s, your 30s, and then all of a sudden once you hit 40, you know what I'm saying, change your ideals and so on and so forth and expect the same results that you would have gotten if you were 20 years old.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I stand on that. I was waiting for culture to come up because you know what I'm saying.
I know, right? Because
Yeah,
he said society can't define a woman.
yeah.
Yeah, society values these days are done finito. Family values and what? Nah, a woman in society, what a woman in society these days can be a cabbage. Hey, bro. Well, most people would say you sound better, culture.
Hey, culture. I can say that there are programs for men. One of the ones that I sponsored here in Atlanta. Yeah. I only help men who are homeless here in the city of Atlanta. Um, and they have to be men, and they have to obviously not have backgrounds such as what I'm saying, violent backgrounds and so on and so forth. But yeah, there are programs out there for men. There are very few, but yes, they do exist. There are programs out there for men. Um, I think there's like 12 in the entirety of the United States.
Mm.
Whereas for women, there are dozens in each state for women. So yeah, just to debunk that little part right there. I put my money where my mouth is. Being the fact that I've made XYZ amount of money, I'm not going to go ahead and put it out there because that's actually not what I'm trying to do. But I see that there's a ton of resources for women, whether you make a mistake, as they want to call it a mistake, or
Mm-hmm.
not. There's tons of resources for women and really nothing for men because men are expected to be men.
This is
Time
true.
immemorial, men are expected to be men.
Okay. All right. Let's just hear some more of this old woe is me.
I hate
She
her,
said,
by the way. She's only
you got,
making me hate her more.
wow. You see, you got to heal. Yeah, that might be a good idea, coach. You gonna have to we gonna work on it. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out.
Yeah. So
I'm with you on you.
so what has happened is the veils are coming down. The veils are blending. And I mean veils between times and spaces and titles and all sorts of things. But no one is really giving clear instruction on how to be behind the veil now that the veil is coming down. This whole thing, men do this and women do that. That's been coming down. Now we got women cops, women firemen, women basketball, women football. I mean, the veil, I'm just looking, at that.
Yeah.
So some of the veils and some of the places are coming. But who's telling us how to be? I felt, and I'll probably cancel, I'm not getting in no trouble for nothing. I was really concerned about when a lot of things came out about sexual abuse and violence against women. And a lot of men who lived the old way were canceled, demolished, destroyed in their life because women were now saying no.
Mhm.
Some men were just, some people, men, they were men, were just, you know, out of order and violated. Some men made stupid mistakes, but they still got the same treatment, canceled, dismissed, diminished, drummed out of town because a woman felt now with a new awareness that what the man was doing, how the man was being was inappropriate. But no one has said to the man, this is what's no longer acceptable. I didn't hear it if they did say it.
Yeah.
You got in trouble for what you did before.
Yeah.
But nobody is saying to you, this is no longer
can't do that no more.
acceptable. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now I go to social media, I call the people, I tell my story, I weep, I wail, you know, and again, I'm not standing up. Some men were just totally out of order.
Right.
But for the men who are making simple mistakes, calling you honey, patting you on your butt, this kind of thing, because it was accepted for so long in the Matrix.
Correct.
Women weren't allowed to challenge that kind of behavior. Remember?
They'd never had a voice.
That's
to
right.
challenge.
Now we do.
Now
we
do.
do. I tell you, women were told what they couldn't do in order to be accepted by men.
Right.
Men were told what they had to do in order to be men. So nobody is educating the men. Nobody is saying to them, you know, this is no longer acceptable. And women are saying, damn it, I'm not taking it no more. And because you did it before, I'm taking your ass down. As opposed to saying, no. That's going to be the new thing on the internet. No.
Hold on. Slow down.
Okay. This is no longer acceptable. So what has happened, it's created this division between men and women. Now, women want to be all up in the men's face, you know, and telling them what they can and cannot do. And men are finally saying, when you do this, I don't like it. Or when you do this, it doesn't make me feel right. But it's againstness as opposed to integration. I want to awaken 1 million couples to how to integrate, how to hear you, how to hear what you're saying to me, a man saying to me as a woman, without hearing that you're telling me I did something wrong.
Right.
Or that I did the wrong thing. And I want to be able to speak to you, honoring you as a man. That when you yell at me, when you call me out my name, I'll never forget when I was married, my husband, I said to him, listen, when you raise your voice, it scares me. It frightens me. And when you frighten me, I'm coming for you.
No, you ain't.
Yes, I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Broom, mop, frying pan.
Grits.
Grits. Okay.
Okay, so y'all
Because
doing
I'm
too much.
scared.
Y'all doing too much.
Yeah.
As opposed to me going into, don't talk to me. Because you don't know, men don't know how. Let me tell you something. You want to know the worst energy to emasculate a man? Can I show you?
Please. As a woman.
As a woman, you have just taken him down. You got all of this open, your nurturing center, your birthing center, your sexual center, and you standing at full mass, warrior stand. What he gonna do with this? He don't know what to do with this.
Besides, he knows what to
Yeah.
do, but he's not used for it. It's triggering.
Yeah, it triggers him because it's too much energy.
Yeah.
And then she gonna go to the mouth too?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, it's violence.
It's
And now if
Not
he's
violence.
triggered and he's not controlled and he pushes, slaps, whatever, now it's a mess.
I will say this, because I
We do
don't
not
want
condone
this
any of that
conversation
here
to
on
come off as
I-78.
insensitive to anybody who has ever felt any type of abuse by no
I
stretch of the
lived for
imagination.
9 years with a man who whipped my behind every time the sun came up. I lived in an abusive marriage. And I don't, what's the word? Exonerate him, but I forgive him.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have to look at me. He wasn't as violent to me outside as I was to myself inside. Because I grew up in domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
I grew up in alcoholism. I'm not going to walk around blaming men because I lived for 9 years in an abusive marriage. I'm going to clean my energy up as a woman because I got the power. Let me tell you something. God needed a woman to birth his son. There's nothing that we as women can't do when we understand who we are. But this ain't who we are. You know who we are?
Yes, ma'am. We just had a moment. We just had a moment. I just had a moment, Wesley. Yeah. I like that.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
Our power is in our silence. Our power is in our stillness. Our power is in our knowing. Our power is not in this aggression, stand toe to toe. And I'm an alpha woman.
Yeah.
But I know how to work the beta.
Look at you. Man, I seen my mom manage my father. And I won't say manage because that sounds like she just dealt with this stuff.
Have dominion. She has dominion.
It's both. It's like harmony.
Yeah.
Right. And they've been married for 39 years. And I say to that, I seen her. It's so graceful. Cecil, you don't gotta talk to the boys like that. Slim, let me get out my way, Slim.
Yeah.
Get out my and it wasn't a physical thing.
Right.
It was just let me raise my sons.
And he knew.
Yes.
He knew when to back up.
Yes.
And he knew when to step in.
Yes. And I seen it.
It's magic.
And I seen it. And my mother, she ain't ever killed the fly. I don't even think she could catch it, but she's harmful. You know, she's playful, she's submissive, she's so strong, she's powerful, she's intentional. And I've seen time and time and time again, my mother not attacked with she attacked with grace.
Child, weep while you under there.
I remember, I'm gonna give you this example too, because I remember vividly, I was a teenager, or I was young enough to understand what was happening. We was traveling all night. My father was going to a church seminar. He was responsible and still am responsible for 5 different churches. And we traveled to Savannah, Georgia. We got in town at a time where it was a tricky time for the hotel block to go. Like if you get into a hotel around 3 a.m. or around like 5 a.m.,
right,
they can credit you for that specific night, right? Or it could roll, you could get 2 for 1. You see, it just depends on what time you kind of get there. We traveled through the night, so we got there at that tricky time. His frustration was he was tired, he was going through, and I don't know why I remember this, but I just do. And we're sitting at the counter like, man, what's going on? And excuse me, let me talk to your manager. I need to talk to your manager. And my mother is great. Cecil, listen. No, watch out. No, because I don't like how she talking to me.
See,
Cecil, let me tell you what she's trying to tell. No, listen to me. Hold on. Let me do. He's the protector's coming up.
Yeah.
And they laughed about it in the room. You know what, Slim? I should have just listened to you, baby. Dad. And my mom didn't shout. She didn't scream.
That's the truth.
And all she did was look at me and just wink.
Mama ain't Slim.
Gotcha. It was so cute. It was so pretty. But that's the ideology of a healthy relationship. It's the understanding of when to press the gas and also when to press the brakes.
Well, it's also the understanding. It's also the presence of masculine and feminine energy being in balance. You know, there'll be times when he's taking the lead and she has to back down, and there'll be times when he'll back down and let her take the lead. But who's teaching this, Cam? Who's teaching relationship skills, tools, principles in the modern day? Because we're both of us, men and women, are so wounded and so, combobulated until we're both fighting to be heard and seen, as opposed to knowing how to be with each other. I see you. Now you see me. If I could get every couple in this country to do one thing, this would be it. Make a clear request.
Mm.
Do you know how many people don't know how to make a clear request and then get upset because they don't get what from their partner what they want?
Ooh.
What is your
So wait, so we
ask?
supposed to go ahead hit him with the Fleece Johnson. I like you. I want you. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. That is that what you talk about, Iyanla? What you talking about? Chorism is in the DNA. Yeah, you know what? You might be on to something with that. You might be on to something with that because yeah, that whore activity seemed to go through generations. Yes, Felice. She said make a clear request. Ain't that a clear request? I'm gonna tell somebody that and see what happens.
You know, I'm the bad guy in this.
Uh-huh.
I'm the bad guy because she be she's what Dave Chappelle in his skit would consider, or was it rather it wasn't Dave Chappelle's, Charlie Murphy. But anyways, in the skit, she's a habitual line stepper.
Oh Lord.
Her ass don't know if she want to be the man in the relationship or the female in a relationship. She doing too much. There's a reason why certain people, once they hit a certain age, they end up single for the long haul.
Not the
And it's
long.
not because every listen, as a woman, if you are a woman and you are single, especially if you are single past 30, and this is not taking shots at you, Almond, because social media has a big impact on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a woman and you are 30 or above, you have to realize that there may be some things about you that you may need to change to attract men. And as a man, if you are 40 and above, and it's higher for men because men typically don't go into their financial prime until their mid 30s to their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're 40, 45 and above as a man, there's some shit about you that you're just typically terrible. And no woman trusts you to lead.
Mm.
All the shit that she's saying right now, like, it sounds great. If you're a woman and so on and so forth, you realize that she's made success and so on and so forth. She's made success great. Her father and everything else, her even Cam. If I even talk about Cam,
Okay.
Cam's even with Cam Newton. Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading the comments as I was talking. My bad. But yeah, even with Cam Newton, he was in a two-parent household and so on and so forth. But even in his household, it's clear that his father didn't understand his role, and his mother didn't understand her role.
Okay.
So roles have been around for thousands of years, and it's something that has worked. And when you look at those roles, it typically determines how far a man can go, how far a woman can go as far as society, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since we said, hey, you know what, women are going to get all these rights, all these benefits, all these everything. One of the things that's crazy to me, right, is that you said, hey, we're going to give women the right to vote, the right to work, the right to this and that and so on and so forth. Now, my personal feelings before I go further is that if a woman wants to work, I feel like she should be able to work. If she doesn't want to work, she should be able to not work, or the case may be because she found a man that's going to be able to take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're humans and we make our decisions and we live on them. But Going back to it, when it comes to the whole thing, it's just like Cam, he had a soft dad who probably bowed down to his mom and probably told him that, you know what I'm saying, hey, you're all about the offspring that you're able to produce. And that's why he got 8, 10, 15, 20 kids. And that he's not raising them in the proper way because he's out of order. Just
Mm-hmm.
like Iylana. Iylana is out of order. She keeps saying all these different things and it sounds good and so on and so forth. But you got to realize it was even when Kevin Samuels was here, she was wholeheartedly against Kevin Samuels because she in herself was out of order. But it wasn't until Kevin Samuels gained traction that all of a sudden, if you know Iylana, you will see that her message has shifted.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the same person today as she was before. But even in this conversation that she's having right now, she's still giving shout outs to the fact that she was out of order. And she's
Yeah.
still out of order. I think that yes, there should be balance in a relationship. There should be balance. There need to be clear defined roles. As a man, I'm going to change the oil. You never have to ask about it. Once your car gets to 5,000 miles, yeah, the dealership says 10,000. Once your car gets to 5,000 miles, I'm changing your oil.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever get in your car and I realize you got a quarter tank, guess what? I'm going to take it to the gas station. I'm going to fill that bitch up. Why? And because I'm a man, I'm never going to have to ask those kind of questions like, oh, do you need this? Do you need that? No, I'm going to take care of the simple things or not. The technical things is what I'm going to take care of. But as a man, on the flip side, I do expect that, okay, well, as far as the household, it's taken care of. Now, there is a give and take because obviously we're in modern times and we're living in debauchery. So if my woman's working and so on and so forth, then okay, well, we may need to trade off, you know what I'm saying, task and so on and so forth.
Right.
But what she's talking about right now, oh my God, she's literally. It sounds like she's struggling between understanding what the right way is, the way that's worked for thousands of years to build nations, versus the very same things that have destroyed nations. If you look at the Romans, what destroyed the Roman Empire? Same thing we're going through right now. If you look at a lot of these different things, the Ottoman Empire, anything, like literally, she's in a struggle bus right now because she understands what the right way is, but at the same time, she doesn't want to take away from her power. And she also understands that she's a public figure
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. So that's why she keeps cowing to Cam and trying to make him sound like he's a great man and so on and so forth. And because she's on his podcast and she has to do that.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So okay, you're talking about you're saying her power. Is it true power or is it perceived power?
It's perceived. She has no power.
Okay. All right.
Now, the only reason it's perceived power is because of who she is in her mentality. Now, if she was actually a feminine woman, then she would actually have true power. I've seen more women who are feminine be able to take down the most boisterous, the most rugged, rough and tough men. I've seen the most feminine women be able to literally curb them or the case and make them literally bow down to their every will.
Mm-hmm.
Not directly, but through the power of suggestion and through the power of their femininity. I've seen that happen time and time and time again. So what she's talking about, even when it came to talking about her background and so on and so forth, what did she talk about? She talked about the fact that she was competing with men. Oh, she went to law school. Okay, competing with men. She did this, that, blah, 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 this and that and the third. All
Mhm.
competing with men. Not one time did she say, I taught my children how to cook. I
Nope.
taught my children how to clean. I taught my children how to take care of themselves. I taught my children how to eat right. I taught my children how to manage relationships with individual people that you're going to meet when you go out into the world. She never mentioned any of that. But she definitely talked about the fact that she was going to be a lawyer and she worked as a lawyer.
Mhm.
Just put it out there.
True. Okay. That's cute. All right, let's see what else she got for us. Would you say, culture, the indignation is disgusting? She's a hypocrite. I'm so done.
Asking you not to, I'm asking you to please put the toilet seat down. As opposed to, how come every time you go in the bathroom, you leave the or you're saying, I'm asking you, he's to her, I'm asking you, whatever it is, make a clear ask.
I'm asking you just once a week, baby, them red beans and rice.
Yes.
That get me.
All right. You got it.
And
What
then
day?
that Kool-Aid.
What day you want it?
Kool-Aid.
What day you want
You're
it?
doing it again. You better slow down because you're speeding. I mean, that Brooklyn coming out of Bed-Stuy. You know, they say them up north women love them down south, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Chivalry. You know, we'll get to.
But I've had a couple of y'all. I'm complete.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. We going there.
I'm complete with the Southern men.
You ain't disappointed me yet. But with that being said, let's get into the game.
Okay.
Because you know, boys and men can't play games.
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Game that's called Nix It or Fix It.
Okay.
Miss Iyanla, you have a heart to help others, but is everything worth the effort? Let's see in the game called Nix It or Fix It.
Okay.
Featuring Iyanla Vanzant.
Okay.
I am going to list off a few different current events. Simply let us know if you think it can be fixed by saying fix it, or it needs to be gone, saying nix it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Blueface and Krishan Rock.
Nix it.
Lord Jesus. Here we go. Even though it's written here one way, I'm going to say Kanye West's relationships.
Fix it. Fix it.
Donald Trump's ear.
Cut it off. No. No, did I say that?
You can say it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say about that.
But you gotta say something.
But do I say nix the ear, or am I saying nix the ear, or fix the ear, or nix the story, or fix the story?
However you want it, whatever makes the most sense to Miss Iyanla.
Nix that, fix that story, because that story is not making no rabbit ass sense.
Ready?
Yes.
Kendrick and Drake.
Stop it. Come here. Give me your hand. I'm gonna pow your butt.
Whose?
Both of them.
Huh?
Both. Stop it. That's your brother. That is your brother. How dare you? Y'all go somewhere in the corner, sit down, have a conversation. Everybody else get out of it. What are you, with the platform that they have, two black men in the public? No, I want to pow, but I know where
Who
Kendrick
getting
is.
hit? Okay. Who getting popped first?
Who's older?
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
I think Drake's over.
Well, he get the pop first. He get the pop first. I don't even want to know what the argument is. This is your brother. This is your brother. And you have a platform that everybody's looking at, two men of color. Everybody's looking at two artists in their excellence. And this is how you behave.
Sean Combs did it.
Are you saying fix it or nix it? I don't know what nix it would be.
Like, needs to be gone.
Oh no, absolutely not. Fix it. Whatever that looks like. I don't even know what we're fixing. I don't even know what we're fixing.
Some of them lawsuits.
But you know what? No excuse for any of them. Sean, Puffy, Weinstein, Bill Cosby, any of them. I guess I just have a piece about condemnation. I just have a piece about that. I believe people need to be held accountable for their behavior. Please hold them accountable. But condemnation, that just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I wasn't there. I don't know what he did. I want him to be accountable. And I want him to be held accountable. Him and whoever. But I don't want you to blast. He's somebody's son. He's somebody's father. He's somebody's brother. The kind of things that, died, burn him in the field, cut his eyeballs out, take his testicles and squeeze them to pieces. All of these things, that's just puts a frequency out here that we don't need. So I say fix it.
Larsa Pippen and Marcus Jordan.
What the hell? Who the hell is that?
Okay, so I'm gonna explain it like this. Do you know who Michael Jordan is?
Yes.
You do? Who is it?
He's a basketball player.
Do you know one of his can you name his teammates?
Charles Barkley? No.
No. Probably on the All-Star team.
Oh, you mean now?
No, when he played, what was his teammate? Or who was his teammate? Name them if you
can see them so very clearly.
Okay, I'll help you out.
Wasn't Magic one of his teammates?
On the All-Star team.
Yeah.
But for Chicago Bulls teammate, do you remember the name Scottie Pippen?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now listen.
But I'm a New York Knicks fan. I got to put the word up on my
Patrick Ewing.
Cool. and Will.
The Starks. You got them all.
Okay.
But we're getting distracted here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give you context to the story. Basically, Michael Jordan's teammate,
Scottie Pippen,
wife,
is
now dating or dated, known to the public, Michael Jordan's son. Yeah.
And the problem is?
Well,
she's a cougar.
But it's too close to home, no? I'm asking.
I don't know what Michael and Scott, it can't be too close to home. It's happening. So why are we asking? It's happening. What are we supposed? Now we're going to judge it? It's happening. I don't know what Michael and Scotty's relationship was, but that doesn't take away the right of this woman and this guy, this young man. How young is he?
No, man, it's inappropriate.
We're going there. Oh Lord, we got to get through this game. Let's get through this game. Here we go. Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Oh God. Fix it.
Cardi B and Offset.
Nixon.
I'm gonna hold back on that one because I don't know enough. I don't have enough information. I would only know third party what I'm hearing. See, I saw Will and Chris. I don't know what's happening with them.
It's just a public relationship that we see.
But I don't know what it is.
That's cool. Do you not know who Cardi B is?
What? Out the Bronx? Of course I know who she is.
Okay. But just trying to give you context here.
Okay.
Moving right along. Here we go. Bishop T.D. Jakes.
I love the Bishop. What?
Y'all, there's some Mexicans all outside of their window. Like they arguing. Hold up. All right, y'all. I'm sorry, child. It was loud as hell.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you were going through.
Child, it was loud as hell. It felt like they was like right, like they was walking up to my front door. I was like, wait a minute. They gone. My bad, gone. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, I'm nowhere near. You know, I carry everywhere though.
That's what I'm saying. I was about to have to make that move.
Shit, I got it on me. I ain't got to make no moves. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I was about to have to. I was about to get a show for real. Child, hell, it sound like they done fell out. So whatever y'all got going on, y'all go ahead and work that out. Let's finish up.
What's happening? What's the problem? See, I don't watch the news.
Oh, you ain't got to watch the
You ain't
news to
got to watch the
understand
news for none of this, but he's
what's
talking about.
happening. here.
Okay.
Similar to just when the wall, would you use the word, when things are
Veil.
coming down,
The veil.
the veil. A lot of things have been either known to the public or didn't. And I'm speaking off of what I heard
Okay.
or what was on the internet or social media.
Well, you know what? As an elder in this community, and I am an elder, I'm never going to demoralize or demean one of mine out publicly. I'm not. I'll just suspend judgment. But also, as a Black woman, I am never, ever, ever, as long as I got breath in my body and 2 strands of hair in my armpit, I'm never going to demean or denounce a Black man out loud. I'm just not. I don't care who it is. I'm not. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm not going to demean him. I love the bishop. I love the work that he's done. I don't know what has happened, but I do know he's human.
Yes, ma'am.
Just like me. Like I tell people all the time, I've never been a hoe, but I've been hoe-ish.
How that work?
We got to get through this game, Lord Jesus.
How
We
that
got to
work?
get through this game because this second.
But I wouldn't want any of my hoe-ish, participants to show up and start denouncing me. Iyanla, the great mother. Oh yeah, I've been with that. And I did this. And hard to believe, right? Hard to hear. My son will say, my ears are bleeding. My ears are bleeding. But I'm saying,
not a hoe,
we're
but
all
I've been
human.
hoe.
Yes, ma'am.
We're all human. Give us room and space to breathe and let us be accountable. I take accountability for my hoishness. I wasn't a hoe, but I was hoe-ish around the edges.
You rocking. You rocking. Here we go. Tokyo Tony. Did I say that name right? Tokyo Tony and Black China.
Again, I'm going to say fix it.
Those eyes lifted.
Huh?
Those eyes lifted. See, the thing about
fix it may
Black
mean
China
to
was gonna
mix
fix
it.
my life. That's why she
But
over there.
fix it. Don't just walk away angry, screaming, hollering, upset.
Okay.
That may be to fix. Fix it may be to fix.
Lastly, my football career.
Your football career. What do you want? I can't choose that for you.
But you've been choosing for everybody else.
Well, that's in the game. You sitting in front of my face. If I could call Cardi B, Chris Rock, Will Smith, beat TD Jakes, I would call them. And I said, what do you want to do here? How can I support you? So what do you want to do? How can I support you?
Damn.
I think timing is everything.
I believe that.
And you have to be honest too. But you have to be realistic. And in a reality that a lot of people may think I can or I can't. Timing is everything. And I think it's over.
In here, you think it's over, or in here, you think it's over?
In my head.
What does this say?
It would never be over.
Okay, right. It's something you always have. What would be your intention for going back? Let me flip the table for a minute. I'm going to interview you for a minute. What would be your intention for going back on the football field?
If we're keeping it a buck?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew that. I knew that.
Is that enough?
No.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You couldn't pay me $1 million a minute to go back to fix my life. Not $1 million a minute. Done. Complete. Because it was a thing whose time has come. And anytime my gift, my work, my purpose, anytime my gift, my talent, my purpose becomes work, where I'm doing it for the money, I gotta let it go. Because it's easy to be corrupted.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
She lying.
I felt that way way before. I never had the opportunity to play before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was not just with the circumstances that took me to a different place. I was feeling it my first stint in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was certain things, certain factors that played a part that it just was like, I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But if I could do it my way, I didn't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Is there another way you could participate in the experience of football without necessarily having to be or go on the team? I don't know, teaching, coaching, something is that?
I'm doing it.
Oh, you are? Okay.
See, this I must correct this because I said you asked what would be the reason to go back, and I said money.
Yeah.
But I don't need money. That don't move me. It has never moved me.
Well, it's moved me a couple of times.
Yeah. But when I had money, it no longer moved me no more.
Right.
That way.
Right. You don't do it for the money. I know what you mean.
And when I'm able to give my lineage the life that I deem they deserved or God bestows upon me to be able to give, provide. That's all I still want. And I make respectable money.
Yeah.
And I still want to be a part of creating. I think I've never had this opportunity to create as much as I have been doing. And that's fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
And like it's real. I didn't realize I needed it because I was a creator, but I was a creator on the field.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you just elevated.
Yeah.
I would do television, not fix my life.
Okay.
You're doing it though.
Yeah, I am doing it.
Yeah.
I am doing it just in a different platform, in a different way. And we got to know whether it's a career, a job, a marriage, a relationship, a habit. You got to know when the old men say, you got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to let go.
But true. But you also got to know when you need help.
Yeah.
From the other Because it's not, if they're not willing to help you, that's when you have to gracefully bow out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to hear that and think like, okay, it's okay to get a divorce. It's okay to quit something. It's like, no. What I am saying is you have to ask, or what you said it's so easy. Like, understand your request. Make a specific request. And if that request is not being fulfilled, then they leave you with no more options.
Right. And that's everywhere, everything. But everything can evolve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I ain't done yet, though.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready to go?
No, go right ahead.
We need some more moments. Because I need to know, or the people need to know, are you dating? The deflector.
Actually, no. And by choice.
Okay.
Not by opportunity. I'm raising my 6-year-old great-grandson.
Oh, my goodness.
My daughter hits her grandson.
Okay.
And it's my grandson's son. And he came into my life, and I'm very clear that it's a very specific reason that he has come into my life. And he had a lot of challenges. So now that I've kind of got those kind of settled, I do want to bring a partner into my life because I want him to see a healthy relationship between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
I do. So maybe I'll go dating in 2025.
2025.
But I had to get him settled. But I had to pick that priority.
I think, too, as we always do our research on this show, you did a Breakfast Club interview.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you care to elaborate? Or
No, I said that I would be open to a polygamous relationship. Mm-hmm. I said if I had a partner and he wanted to be involved with someone else, I'd be okay with that. Now, when I was 30, 40, even 50, I wasn't. I'm 70 now. Okay. So hopefully he's in shape enough that we could have some experiences between us. But if he need more, he need to go get somebody else because I'm old. Go on down the street down there with Shaquita.
But he got to come back.
He got to come back. Yeah, you got to come back.
Is he going to have a sandwich waiting for him?
Yeah, I'll give him a sandwich. No, let her feed you. You know, you going on down there, let her feed you too.
But you know, you make a mean sandwich. Meatloaf.
But then you stay over here and eat my sandwich and leave Shaquita alone. We all make choices.
We all make choices. Lord Jesus. But I mean, it's with that, I feel I'm in search of happiness. Search for peace.
Yeah, you ain't got no peace.
Like I don't allow somebody to tell me what a shoe that is fit for Cinderella. That's not my shoe. I ain't Cinderella. And even though you may have put on that shoe and it ain't fitting you, but you still walking around as if it is, that's not who I am. Or that's not what I want to do. And I'm not insinuating no specific topic, whether relationships, marriage, friendship, businessship, it don't matter. I just know if it's costing me my peace, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So therefore, I would rather have a foundation between two individuals that is peaceful.
Yeah.
And it's transparent.
Yeah.
So whatever you need to do, or whatever you need to get to make you the best version of you, for me, by all means.
Yeah. But you know, I've been married. I don't ever need to be married again.
Mm-hmm.
But a partner, a companion, a confidant, you know, a lover, I can do that. I don't need to get married. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't need that anymore.
Just real quick, just talk about, I mean, I don't know if you could do it quickly, but just your thoughts on the value of marriage in 2020.
I think marriage has to be redefined from being a legal contractual obligation to a spirit to spirit, soul to soul, intimate connection. Too many people have the legal part done, the prenup and the license and the wedding, and they have still haven't met soul to soul, heart to heart. You know what I mean?
We don't know each other yet.
Well, people are getting married and they don't have a deal breaker. What's your deal breaker? What is your that's it. What is your non-negotiable deal breaker? You hit me, I'm out. You cheat, I'm out. You take my money, I'm out. You cuss my mama, I'm out. Go into the marriage knowing that. Instead of 2 weeks in, now you don't call your mother a dirty name and slap me in the face. Now I'm shocked. No.
Who are you?
Right.
These are like I see it so many times, especially in my experiences, and my experiences come more by way of men rather than females, right? When I say men, I'm not saying it in a homosexual way or heterosexual way. I've just been in a industry that was masculine and dominated by men, and I would see sides of men that I'm like, yo, you married? I didn't know, bro. You ain't never come in the locker room with your ring on. I just see your girl and your kids at the games. You know what I'm saying? And I was so let down because as I left my house at 17, I graduated early and went to college. And I kept seeing these examples of what I knew for the 17 years that I was in my household. I knew what marriage looked like.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, when you go into the world and you start seeing that y'all don't got the same values, like my dad would never have done this. Like, hold on. So you mean to tell me? No, not my dad. I know. And it makes you skew.
Your filter becomes their future.
And it's wowing and it's exposing like, yo, it's leaving me with more questions. Even now, being in public eye, and you start seeing you're married, but that's her right there though. Look at her. Don't put your phone down, put your phone. You know, and you see these things and you're saying like, that's like,
but
he married.
You saw a marriage. I didn't see a marriage. I saw a dysfunctional entanglement. I saw a dysfunctional entanglement. I didn't know what a husband was. I didn't know what it looked like to have a provider and a protector in the house. I didn't know. And I married that unknown quantity, you know, because I didn't know. I didn't have a concept. I had Leave It to Beaver. I had Father Knows Best. I had Ricky Ricardo. That's what I had because I didn't have it in the house. So some of what you're seeing is a function of the filter that people and what they had. You were fortunate. You were fortunate.
Yes. And I can say mistakes were made, but even through those mistakes, it wasn't a loss, it was a lesson.
Yeah, but you got that. And maybe there wasn't a lot of trauma there for you. You know, do you know how many fathers there are with teenage sons today who are in prison?
Yeah.
I had a case, I had the father, the grandfather, and the grandson were all in the same prison.
Whoa.
I had another case where the father and the son were in the prison and the grandfather was in another prison. And, you know, the father and the son couldn't write the grandfather because you can't write from one prison to the next prison. So they used to write me, and then I would send the letters to the grandfather when I had a prison ministry. So you were lucky. You were very fortunate.
I know. And appreciative. But like they say, life be life.
Life be life.
And I look at a situation where I am lucky. I am fortunate. And even going through a world where a lot is asked of you, and even words that we didn't even know what it meant until you realize what it meant, like to be stoic.
Yeah.
To go through some stuff and still handle your business.
But that's not healthy though. And that's why a lot of men now have prostate cancer and diabetes and hypertension. We don't want you to be stoic. We want you to be present. We want you to be courageous. We want you to be lots of things, but not stoics, because stoic means neck down dead. Our men were taught not to feel, not to acknowledge what they feel, but not even not to acknowledge it. Don't even feel it. And if you feel it, don't tell nobody. That's killing them. That's killing our men. I want you to feel it, but I want you to be the soft place to fall, to tell me how you feel as a woman, and I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. I want you to ride that feeling all the way down. And I'm not going to try to stop it. And I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. Because I have faith that wherever that feeling takes you, you can handle it. And I'm going to be here waiting for you when you get back. That's how the kind of relationships that we want to build.
Can I tell you something? I got that.
You got that? Good. Good. You're fortunate.
I hear about these women.
God, man, listen. My partner, G.O.D.
Yeah.
That nigga be coming through for me. Like, I ain't gonna
Wait,
lie.
what?
This is with all respect.
Me too.
Bruh, the things that I have, the relationships that I've garnered and have been awarded. But you said it. And I seconded. I had a praying grandmother.
Yeah.
And my mother prayed hard. I mean, knees on the floor, praying. And I never knew. I know how to pray.
Do you know how many people don't know how to pray, Cam? How many either don't know how to pray or pray all the time and don't recognize they're praying? Because every thought you think, every word you speak, everything you do is a prayer. So you've got to be able to do it intentionally. You know how many people pray, I can't take this no more. I can't take it. That's a prayer. You know how many people pray, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know how many people pray this one? I can't afford it. I can't afford it. That's a prayer.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Can I ask for a request?
Yes.
How many people you said you wanted to touch?
1 million.
That's cool. Can we pray for that 1 million right now?
Yes, we can. Let's pray for the 1 million people right now. I know there is but one mind. I know there's but one life. I know there's but one spirit. I know there's but one truth. I know there is but one power. And that power, that mind, that life, that spirit is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. We call it God, but it is really unknowable and unnameable. But the truth is, it exists within every single living being that there is. God is in me. God is in you. God is all in all, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. So God, before you today, we come humbly, my brother and I, your son and your daughter. We come today asking, allowing, accepting your anointing to awaken 1 million people, 1 million men, 1 million women, 1 million couples. So God, right there, that's about 4 million, but we're taking it as one. Awaken them to the peace of you, the power of you, the joy of you, the truth of you, the love of you, God, awakening them to you within their being. Oh God, take us off the hamster wheel of the matrix that reminds us constantly who we're not and what we don't have, what we can't do, where we can't go. Take us off the hamster wheel of our ego that has allowed us to believe we have to do it alone. And if we can't get it done, then we're not good enough. 1 million, God, however you bring it. 1 million, God, however you tell us to do it. 1 million, God, for your grace, for your good, for your glory. We surrender to your plan. We ask for your guidance. We allow it to unfold in us, as us, and through us with your love. For all we have received and all that is yet to come, we just let it be. And so it is. Amen, amen, and ashe. Yeah.
I told you I was raised in a household with my grandmother. And my family gonna laugh at this, but I gotta be obedient to my feeling. And when we prayed in our household, everybody prayed.
Yeah.
Can I pray?
Yeah, please. A praying man.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have Miss Iyanla on my platform, and as we use this platform to touch millions. And as she spoke about, however it may come, God, we just want to be your servant. We want to be your clay. We want to be your instrument. We want to be everything for you. I'm nothing without you. She's nothing without you. We all have surrendered all ego.
Yes.
And as the acronym that I was taught, easing God out, we want to bring you into our lives, God. Order our steps in a time of uncertainty. Pierce our heart with bravery in a time of fear. Lord God, we understand that we cannot have faith and fear at the same time, but we are all things in your name. Lord God, we look to the hill which cometh our help, and we know our help comes from you, God. Lord God, I just want to be obedient. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm all yours. Lord, I ask you to use my voice. I ask you to use my platform. I ask you to use my skill. I ask you to use my family, my children,
Use my mind.
my relationships.
Yes, thank you.
For your will, not my will, your will, God. And I ask that you just impact, empower most of all, or just those two for right now. This is not for entertainment purposes. This is not for likes. It's not for clicks. God, I just let you know that you are in control and over dominion of my life.
Thank you, God.
And I want to be obedient.
Yes.
I love you. I need you.
God, I love you, God. I need
In Jesus'
you,
name, I do pray.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, that's a good thing.
They trying to get their check.
Now we're gonna take an offering up real quick.
Fucking liars.
No.
Offered.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And may my presence, may this platform, may everything that you put your hands to do be a blessing to you. That you are a blessing. And I pray that and ask that and know that and decree that and declare that somebody will see our interaction and it will create a miracle in their life, in their heart, in their mind. I know that to be true because this is a pure energy of light and love. And yeah.
Everybody say amen. Everybody say amen. Everybody say amen. 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 All the people say amen. People say amen. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about these folks that think they know me. I'm dipped in the blood, as they would say.
Okay.
You can't. I know right from wrong. I just don't always do right. But I'm gonna keep letting them use me and use this platform. And as we end things here on Funky Friday, we're gonna start with this camera right here, Miss Iyanla.
Yes.
And then we're gonna go to this camera right here, Miss Iyanla. And then we're gonna finish right here with this camera right here. That's our camera right there.
Okay, what we doing?
And when I say all together,
Okay.
we're gonna say one love.
One love.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
One finger.
One. This one.
Yep, right there to that camera.
Oh.
One finger.
Okay.
Let's start off.
Ready? Tell me when.
She done caught the Holy Ghost, and then she all of a sudden, boom, it went haywire. She trying to come down. Here we go. One finger.
One finger. You want me to touch your finger?
No.
Okay.
No. You ain't gotta, what you said? Intentional request.
Okay.
That. One finger.
One finger.
One pinky.
One pinky.
One thumb.
One thumb.
Right here.
Oh, I got it.
So it's gonna look.
Okay.
It's on one finger.
One finger. One pinky.
Yeah.
One thumb.
And then when I say all together.
One love.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it together now.
Right.
Here we go.
That's a specific request.
Specific request. Here we go. One finger.
One finger.
One pinky.
One pinky.
One thumb.
One thumb.
All together. One love.
Thank you, my darling.
All right, y'all. So that's where we at. All right, that was our presentation of Shy Cam Newton and Iyanla. So I guess it is safe to say that there was no life fixing that went on. Um in fact, it points in
That
this.
shit kind of pissed me off.
So what?
I said that shit kind of pissed me off. I'm so sorry to interrupt you,
That's all
but
right.
yeah, that shit pissed me off.
Yeah, because I was shocked that, you know what I'm saying, it was some points in this that there was complete support for the fuckery.
Well, here's my thing. I can respect you if you are 100% in alignment with the fuckery. I can
Mm-hmm.
100% respect you if you're in alignment with the religion that you claim to respect and support and so on and so forth. I cannot respect somebody who tiptoes back and forth to try to present themselves as something just to be able to paint themselves as something for
Mm-hmm.
their views and likes and so on and so forth. Cam obviously ain't religious like that. Ayana ain't obviously religious like that. Because if she was religious like that, then it wouldn't have taken her up until the last 3 years to even just start saying the things that are in alignment with the faith that she believes in. As she likes to talk about the Bible and talk about Jesus and so on and so forth. It wasn't until the last 3 years that she started saying certain things that started to align with it. But even then, only like 30%, 40% of what she was saying actually was aligning with what she's talking about she believes in. So I don't know what church she goes to. I don't know what she believes in, but it's not accurate. And the same thing with Cam. He talking about he pray, he this, he that, and so on and so forth. Well, how can you say that you're doing all these things and you're not living up to what you say you believe in? And if I'm gonna gauge you as a man, I if I'm gonna gauge you in modern times, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll gauge you based off of, you know what I'm saying, your accolades and what you do and so on and so forth, minus the religion and everything else. But if you want to present yourself as a person who is religious, I have to gauge you off of that. And if I gauge him off of that, based off of the things that he said, he is absolutely 100% full of shit. How can
Right.
people not see this? It's almost like the Kamala thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. And I agree with, a lot of those points. Um, yeah, I just don't know what happened to Cam. Like, you should not be moving like this, sir. But yeah, when she got to, what would be your motivation, I was like, it's the money. It's the money. But I mean, sir, they wasn't paying like that when you was in the league. So I mean, you can't say you got, done any kind of way. They wasn't paying out that kind of money back then. And that's just what it is. Um, yeah. It was interesting. We had a good conversation off of it. Um, and I wasn't looking for really, anything life changing, but I mean, it is what it is. Um, mm, well, but I did not say that about the femininity. You can't hide the high end and act like you got it together, but for so long, because Iyanla didn't even make it through the whole interview before it started seeping out. So
Yeah,
it is.
that's one of the things where you can only hide who you are for so long. That's why I think that, you know what I'm saying, I tell most men when I'm going through the whole process, I
Mhm.
tell most men, I say, hey, listen, Do not marry in the first 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year. I tell most men you need to be with the woman at minimum 2 years. My preferred is three, but at minimum 2 years. Why?
Mm,
Because there's a lot of manifestations that happen, a lot of the BS as far as what they're trying to do, as far as the puppy love days and so on and so forth. All that shit wears off.
right.
But honestly, we can make it even more simple because as a man, most times most men know in the first 3 months to 6 months if they're gonna marry a chick. After that first 3 months to 6 months, they're either A, stringing her along, or B, hoping that she's going to become the woman that they want to marry.
Mm, okay.
I'm just being real. That's literally how it goes. In the first 3 months, either a man is 100%, hey, this is the woman that I want to marry, or B, I'm hoping that, you know, she'll become the woman that I
Mm,
want.
okay.
So, so yeah.
Well, I mean, ain't no point in you waiting around for that if you're not gonna tell the woman what it is you need.
No, so here's the thing. I think that, and obviously you being a woman,
Mm-hmm.
you might not necessarily understand what I'm saying or agree with what I'm saying.
Okay.
Women are the worst communicators.
Okay.
Absolutely the worst communicators. Men will say, "Hey, I want X, Y, Z," and women will say, "Well, I want A, but only if B, and C, but only if D, and D if only if A, and
Okay,
E
that's
if
not
only
clear.
if C." Literally,
That's
they'll go the huh?
that's not clear.
That's what I'm saying. Is that most women aren't clear about what they want and so on and so forth. And most women, what they want will change like the wind. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where women, yes, I'll grant it, women are typically more in tune with emotions and so on and so forth. But I think that as far as understanding people,
Mm-hmm.
human emotions, how they need to move, and so on and so forth, men have it hands down because the only way that they can exceed with women, the only way that they can actually have a hope to carry on their offspring is to be able to understand the people that they're dealing with. And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons why you have these soft ass men like Ricky Smiley.
Mm-mm-mm.
You have these soft ass men like what high pitched voice ass motherfucker who just came out for Kamala. Um,
Who?
the dude who was like talking about, oh, y'all don't question the white man. Blah, blah, blah. He had a high pitched voice.
Hold on, let me think.
Dang, it's gonna come to me.
Cause we ain't talking about the white man. We talking about her ass.
No, but
So
I honestly think that honestly,
I was saying that's what I would have told him. I was like, we ain't talking about the white man. We talking about her ass.
yeah, but honestly, race
We got the
independent.
same thing.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about race because nowhere in my life has race ever mattered except for when I was so background for people who obviously don't know me, who are probably new in the chat and so on and so forth. I was
Mm,
born and raised in the Pork and Beans, Miami. Um, from the Pork and Beans, Miami, we moved from Pork and Beans, Miami to North Miami to from North Miami to Miami Gardens and so on and so forth.
Mm.
If I stayed in the pork and beans, I was not expected to live longer than 20 years old. That's just the life expectancy that we had at the time. So it's not like I'm just coming from, hey, I've been privileged and so on and so forth. No, we've worked to get, what I'm saying, away from certain things.
Mm.
So what I think is that men should be men. Honestly, as a man, if you can't afford to take care of your family, and if you can't afford to protect your family, and when I say afford, I mean even physically being able to protect your family,
Mm.
because that is a cost. There is a cost on you as a man to be able to protect your family, and it's not always financial. So if you can't afford to protect your family and you can't afford to take care of your family, then you should not start a
A
family as a
family.
man.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest things that makes all that happen is choosing the correct wife. So making sure that you make enough money, making sure that you have the principles and the guidance and everything else, but also that you're choosing the correct wife as a man is very important. So I'm very harsh on a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Yeah, because this is folks out here just moving all nilly willy, and then when it don't work out, then you know what I'm saying, she mad, but I'm like, you knew he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, where he needed to be, but you wanted to force the issue. Then he mad at her, you know what I'm saying, why you know what I'm saying, why you ain't giving me no respect? I deserve respect. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, it just be a whole mess.
Yeah, but leave it to Iyanla Vanzant. That's why I was like, she talking about all this godly stuff, whereas most of her life didn't go according to God as she may believe it. Because the God that she says that she supports, if you
Mm,
read her books and so on and so forth,
mm,
the God that she says that she supports and believes in and so on and so forth, she ain't the head of the house.
right.
So
But it's like
the number one,
she kept putting herself in situations where in her mind she would be.
exactly. And that was my whole point. Is that she only big up Cam because he was validating the bad behavior that was coming out of these women. And
Mm,
Cam, listen, I understand he grew up in a two parent household, and I'm one of those people who advocate that. Hey, listen, if a person grows up in a two parent household, they have a better outcome than a person who grows up in a single parent household, unless that single parent household is ran by a man.
mm,
It is what it is, and not trying to be sexist. I'm just looking at statistics, right?
mm.
So when it comes to that whole thing, Cam has 8 kids, 12 kids, whatever. I don't know. I don't follow his life and so on and so forth. I know some people in our chat probably know, but my whole point is this: is that Cam, he was always top tier. Here in Atlanta, I talk to many people. I'm literally 5 minutes away from his stomping ground as far as his, what I'm saying, college, sorry, not college, high school and everything else. I'm literally up the street from him. Now, do I live near where he was? No. But understanding that in his neighborhood and in the places that he was, it was a matriarchy, just like the rest of the black community. Most of it is a matriarch,
Mhm.
meaning that the women typically have most of the power. That's the reason why you
Mhm.
have even if you look at our TV shows and our movies and everything else, we always talk about Big Mama's house,
Yeah.
and it never really talks about, well, What the hell is grandpa?
Exactly.
What the hell is uncle? Even when it came to the DNC, we never talked about, well, what the dude's doing.
Sean, they was trying to
Aside
hear nothing.
from,
They weren't trying to hear nothing about. No, first of all, they weren't trying to hear about men, period. But they definitely weren't trying to hear nothing about black men. They act like black men just didn't even exist at all.
but that's my point. My point is that even with Ricky Smiley, right?
Mm,
How can you try to drum up the black man vote and everything that you're saying, everything that you're doing is telling the black man that we don't want you, we don't need you.
right,
If you don't want me and you don't need me, and I realize that my pockets are better under Republicans, then well, shit. What should I do other than vote
go
Republican?
ahead and see what they
Most
talking about.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
most black men who are voting Democrat are fall into one of the three categories. Either A, they live an alternative lifestyle, whether it be the LGBTQIAAP
Mm-hmm.
plus whatever, all the 72 letters that they took on, even though we only have 26. Uh,
Right.
yeah, all the letter, all letters that it took over. Um, but yeah, so either they're part of that community or they were raised by black women
Mm-hmm.
or they're in relationships, typically marriages with black women, and they don't want to disrupt what
What
they
they got
have going
going
on
on.
with
Okay.
those women. So typically those are the three categories as far as democratic black men.
Mm-hmm.
Typically those are, and obviously you got some outliers of people who are just black men and they just don't know better. They're just like, hey, she looks darker than Trump. Honestly, for everything that's going on, I think that Trump is more black by definition
Mm.
than Kamala. Trump been through more black shit than Kamala. And if anybody wants to come up and try to debate about it, honestly, I've been waiting for it. Let's go.
Lord. Nah. Mm-mm. I mean, you got yeah. I mean, that's true. I'm ready for Tuesday. I'm ready. I'm ready for Tuesday. Cause again, like I just don't understand what is it going what is it gonna take for these folks to be like, oh hell, we in trouble.
No, but they've already started setting the stage for Tuesday. The bar has already been set quite low,
Mm-hmm.
and they've already tried to say that she was, what I'm saying, she's being undermined by everything else, and it's one of those things where they're not saying the fact that, hey, Trump wanted to renegotiate rules because she was the new candidate and she said no, we need to debate under the same rules that you agreed with Biden. And
Mm-hmm.
then Trump said okay, and then now that Trump said okay and we're going to stay with those rules,
Like you want to try to
now
change.
last minute that you want to change them, and Trump is like, no, we already agreed to them. Now
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they're saying, oh, that well, we're being, what I'm saying, disadvantaged by the fact that we want to stick to these rules. Well, wait a minute. You fought tooth and nail to not renegotiate rules.
Exactly.
So it's crazy, and I want to hear it, and I'm just like logically. And here's my fine point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the luxury of being an independent. And what does it mean to be independent? In Georgia, because I live in Georgia, I live in Fulton County, and I know that Fannie Willis is going up for election,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm voting against her. Just like Pat McAfee, I'm voting against his ass too. Um, I'm I'm here in Georgia, and so on and so forth. Which one will be likely to help my pockets? Because honestly, I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I care about my pockets. And then after my pockets, I care about the people in Atlanta. And after the people in Atlanta, after they're taken care of, I care about the people in Georgia. And after the people in Georgia, I give a fuck about the people in the United States. And after they're taken care of, I give a fuck about everybody else. Honestly, until we get all that other shit taken care of, I don't give two shits about anything else that's going on outside of the United States.
Okay.
Right now, right now, we need to fix Fulton County. And inside of Fulton County, once we get that shit fixed, we need to fix Atlanta. And once we fix Atlanta, we need to fix the United States. And once we fix the United States, then we can go ahead and worry about everything else. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal beliefs. I believe in keeping my dollar, even my businesses. I own 16 businesses. I literally make six figures a month. And with that being said, I invest every dollar that I can within my local economy. And if the local economy doesn't have a business that has what I need, then I'll expand to something else in the United States. But at the end of the day, I do not spend a single dollar outside of the United States. I am a person who believes in America and America first. I will spend all my money here because I do not want to export our dollars. So when it comes to putting the money where the mouth is, I'm that guy.
Okay.
So yeah. So anybody who want to come at me and debate and so on and so forth, I was hoping Culture would come up because I wanted to talk to him.
You might have to hang on to that till Tuesday after this
Nah,
debate.
he gonna run for me. I know Culture.
Oh, Lord. Well, we'll see. All right, so we have approached the 2 o'clock hour. We are about 3 hours and 45 minutes in. We made it through the whole episode, y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for hanging around. I know folks got to get up and go to work in the morning. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you hit the like button if you have not. Again, thank you to Blaze for the memberships and to Mashawn for the super chat. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. And for the rest of y'all, we will be back tomorrow. Not quite sure what we're gonna discuss. We're gonna discuss something. So you guys take care. Have a good rest of the evening and a good start to your Monday. And I will see y'all later. Bye.